I'm looking at Brendan's very glowy face. You got a trick knee, huh?
I got a what?
You got a little trick knee.
Trick knee?
I'm not used to hearing you being injured.
Whoa. Hold on. So I met with my peeps yesterday.
Yeah, your knee people?
My knee
your
girl.
Knee peeps?
My knee girl.
Yeah, knee girl.
Knee girl.
Knee girl.
Knee girl.
Yeah, knee girl.
You gotta be careful. It sounds like Negro.
I see. No.
Knee girl. Knee girl.
Knee girl. Knee girl.
Knee girl.
Yeah.
Knee girl. All right. So I met with her, and you know what it is? It's not meniscus, not MCL.
Hold on.
Not an ACL.
Hold on. Let me guess. It's in your calf. The problem's in your calf.
Wrong, Callan.
Shit. Brian, again, trying to pretend he knows about the physical fucking mechanics.
No, it's my one of my quad muscles just went dormant, decided to shut down.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So they had to.
That's so weird because, for real, like I've heard that sometimes my knee hurt. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but my knee hurt, and the guy goes, roll out your thigh. And I said, what? And he was a powerlifting coach. And I go, what? And I did it, and my knee went away. So
yeah, mine's a little more serious than that. They said it's because of 25 years of athletics.
Yeah.
They said.
Yeah. I know. I've done a lot of sports too. Huh?
They said after 25 years of athletics.
I've been doing that too, yeah.
You can relate to this.
Yeah.
They said, especially since fighting and playing football, since my hips are always back and my posture's always forward, that part of my leg has quit firing, like my brain, the neurons have quit firing there. So when I run, it's overcompensating. It's like so tight. So they set up this like stem unit, like this super intense. I've seen stem units before. They had me do all these drills with it. I gotta stay on it.
Is it because though you have tightness in your hips?
No, it's because the way my hips have been aligned for so long from football and fighting, being back, that part wasn't really required. So my glutes and that part of my quad aren't firing correctly.
Man, they've learned so much about body mechanics.
Yeah, and so they also said I have to change my running form. Like I run. Like I'm supposed to run my hips back, but I have to hips forward now.
So can you do exercises to bring your hips forward?
Yeah, but I got to change my running gait and stuff like that. Yeah. And then I went, woof! I thought you were going to tell me I need to lose like 25 pounds. She goes, what do you weigh? I went, I'm like 240 right now, 238. She's like, it wouldn't hurt. That's all.
Yeah, but you don't really have a lot to weight to lose.
That's why I was like, if you tell me to do it, I'll do it.
You're just a big
And I was like, do you think I'm just too big to run? She goes, no, I have bigger people than you run. I have people who are 80 years old who run. It's not that, it's the way you run.
Yeah.
I said, do you think it's the shoes? She goes, maybe. You got to. She was like, it's this.
Damn, that's pretty cool that she knows that.
Yeah, it's cool. And this place it's in.
How does she figure that out? How does she figure that out?
So she did a bunch of tests on my knee to see what was firing, like where it hurt. And she goes, if you were perfectly in tune, none of this would hurt. It all fired.
Well, it's like for me, my back hurt for 20 years, 25 years, I don't know. And so Lauren Landau and my buddy Leo Flowers were like, it's your glutes, it's your psoas, it's your front hip. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. My back hurts, my lower back. So why would my glutes?
It's all connected.
Yeah, and then also they were big on sort of like my posterior tilt, so my hips were tilted back. Yeah. And when I did exercise to bring them forward, I swear to God, I've talked to you about this. Yeah, I don't have back problems anymore.
I know.
But working on the shit that I didn't think had any, that's not my back. I'm not actually feeling like I'm doing anything with my back.
So
here's what cracked me up.
I'm gonna go to her I gotta go to them. It's kind of annoying. I wish she was a one-trick pony. Then they have PRP there. They have stem cell, injection stuff like that. I'm like, can't you just do that? And I get the fuck at it. She's like, well, it would help.
She sounds legit as fuck.
She works with she's been doing it forever, and she works with the Olympic soccer team and all that stuff.
People like that amaze me. How they can pick up.
She knew right away, and then she was like, she goes, "What are those things where you ask it talks to you? You can say it's like Siri, but it's Amazon. It's a thing. You know what I'm saying? You can
Echo. No.
Wow, you know what I'm talking about? I know. Anyways, they had one of those. She goes, "What kind of music do you like to work out to?" I'm like, "Well, work out." I thought she was like, "Give me a massage, something." She's like, "Oh no, we're gonna do work. We're gonna do some work, and you're gonna sweat." She goes, "You have shorts?"
Sweat.
She goes, "You have shorts?" I went, "No, I came in my jeans. I came right from the studio." She goes, we're gonna. What size do you wear? I'm like, I guess XL or large. She said, okay, we're gonna give you some large shorts, and then it's time to work. So, what do you like to work out to? I was like, I don't.
Music?
Yeah, I was like, Drake. She goes, I forget what they call it. And she's all, Siri, Drake, and then she starts playing, and she's like, I'm gonna connect these. We're gonna find the
I'm going to get myself into a little nightie when we go to town.
I wish.
Or she
not bad. So we'll get to that. So off air. But so then she goes around with the stimulant where it hurts.
Yeah.
And hold up, this thing goes to 100 power. And I go, what's that? She goes, that's at an 8. And she goes, now listen, this isn't an ego thing. You don't have to act tough. She goes, I have some people in here where it won't start working. We got to get you 18 before we start seeing any sort of results. So 18 is the bare minimum. She goes, I've had professional skateboarders in here.
I don't understand. What do you mean by 18?
So
electrical?
Charge. So between 1 to 100. Ooh. 18 is where it starts to kick in. And you start firing.
Okay, so she's firing
So she goes,
muscles.
so we got to get to 18. And she goes, and I'll slowly start after you tell me when you feel it. So there's one connected here, and on my back.
Yeah.
So it's all like running through. And then eventually I have it connected on both legs, back and quad. So I'm like, and doing these workouts. Oh. So I'm like, and she's all, remember, it can't hurt you. This isn't going to hurt you. So it's about your pain tolerance and dealing with it. I'm like, oh, no doubt.
But you have a high pain tolerance, don't you?
Not really. I hate tattoos, and when I stub my toe, I will sulk for a solid 30 minutes. Yeah. Anyways, when I hit my pink toe on the side coffee table,
dude, I did that this morning. Whoa, there might be nothing worse.
Or paper cut.
There was a
with
video.
Lime in it. Let me finish. Yeah. So she turns it on, and I'm like, oh my God. She's like, you just got to get through it. And I'm like, what are we at? She's all, you're at a 16. And I'm like, well, what do people usually do? She goes, it literally, again, this isn't an ego thing. It just depends. She goes, I have some people in here, like some professional basketball players, we get to like a 6 and they're dying. She goes, and then I'll have like professional skateboarders and they're at like an 80.
What?
She goes,
that's because they get the shit kicked
all
out
the time. And then she like, I figure with your fighting background football, you'd be able, like 20 or 30. I'm like, oh no, you got to make him.
I'm a pussy.
No, I'm a giant pussy when it comes to pain, so the least possible. Then she goes, I have an 80-year-old who can get to 100.
Oh my God.
And then I went, why? And so when she's telling me these numbers, I'm like, whatever, it's just on 16. And then put on both legs after these exercises and work out like squats and all this. I'm sweating pretty hardcore at this time. And so she has it on. She goes, now just give me 10 squats from the table up and we're going to crank it up. She cranks up to, I think, 28. And I went, what the fuck? Someone does 100? She goes, yeah. I went, bullshit.
Because it's that crazy.
Yeah, I was like, bullshit. No one's doing it. She goes, I promise you, like, this is, you're not.
That's so weird, man. Because
and when she was searching for it, like they have to search and it'll start firing where it's all fucked up, like the spots one they have to, so they have to like cross it so the connections right. And once she's searching for it, I'm like, me, I'm a chatty Kathy, and her husband plays rugby. I'm talking to her, just trying to create dialogue because she's on my goddamn leg, so it's not awkward. Yeah, and we're talking, and she's like, now just when you feel it, let me know. And when it hit, I couldn't talk.
What?
I went, yeah. She goes, that's it. I went, that's
she had
it.
A what?
That's it. She has these pads that have electricity going through them.
Because I remember electricity is no joke. If you think,
I feel like it can kill you.
Well, it certainly
especially
can.
When it gets to your heart.
It's how they torture people.
She goes, now remember, no one's ever been hurt from this. I'm like,
God, here's what they do.
Because if I have a bad ticker, that electricity gets up there.
What a lot of they like to do with political enemies, a lot of times in certain countries, is they'll get you in a room and you'll be in ankle deep water, and then they'll just electrify the water. That doesn't feel good.
Oh, you're talking about Tango and Cash when they're in prison, when they hang both of them and then drop them in the water?
Or they'll just take a live wire and just apply them to your balls. Now, here's what you guys need to know. I was 18 years old, 18 years of age with my girl. Nope, it was with my girl. And there was a Clydesdale horse. There were Clydesdale horses.
Large horse.
Behind a, what I guess the kind of electric fence that keeps a Clydesdale from jumping it or something.
It's a dinosaur.
Yeah. Why you'd want to keep a Clyde, I guess they'll bust through a fence. Anyway, I said to my girl, I'm going to touch that. She goes, don't.
How old were you at this time?
18.
Makes sense.
I was like, right?
You're trying to check this out.
Playing with my mortality. I go, do it because, man. And
you're trying to impress her. Caveman style.
Man.
Me, rock, bash.
There you go.
Me, electric
rock,
fence,
bash.
touch.
Yep. We had some Paul Masson wine. We had a little picnic.
You're probably rock hard.
Sure was. Probably wasn't anymore because I'd worked my magic on her.
Oh.
Yeah. And by magic,
I mean
laid
down
by
that.
magic, when I lay it in.
Egg salad.
Yeah, when a girl would take her clothes off, I'd be like, don't move. Too late. Yeah. Too late. Like talk about a premature.
Was that egg salad? Mayonnaise.
I was a premature ejaculator all the way through my 20s.
God, not me.
Dude,
never.
I mean, through my 20s.
Never.
Don't move. Too late.
Really?
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
man.
not me, man.
I don't think I was able to really bear down until I was probably 25, 26.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe even later. I don't
carry
remember.
on. So you touched the fence?
Yeah, touched the fence, but I did a swipe through where I went like that.
Like chin touching his Tinder profile?
Fuck! It hurt so bad. My finger went like I can't. Yeah. The only sound to make if a sound guard like it was so
not sexy either.
Oh my god!
Because you're like, what's up, girl? Things like
it was the worst. It was the fuck. I can't imagine pissing on that. If you had to piss on a fucking spark plug, good luck. I can't imagine that.
There's certain things where you can't act tough. No. Like if you get the wind knocked out of you. Like I remember playing football, like pick up football and someone hit you. And then,
yeah.
Isn't it weird when you get the wind knocked?
The worst. Well, you through all the years of sports though, you have very few injuries.
Yeah, I don't know.
This isn't even really technically an injury. This is a body mechanics issue.
Yeah. We were going through my sports history, and she's like, and you don't have surgery? I went, nope, just have the one hand surgery. That's it. She's like, what the fuck?
That is amazing. Not even knees or anything. What I like to do, one time I heard Matt Mitrione, because speaking of doing sports for 25 years, the other day, I say certain things that I'm glad you're not there, because you'll roll your eyes.
I'd be so embarraed.
Yeah,
let me tell the story before you get to this one. Me and Brian were doing a set at the Phoenix, Stand Up Live in Phoenix. I leave. I don't. He gets there before me in the room. There's comics going on before us. Then we're doing Fire and Kid Live, and I go. Brian goes early, and he's there with the comics in the green room, and I just sneak in, and Brian's telling a fight story to these four comics, and they're looking up just
and throwing my
off
hands.
the tee, and he's
hands.
going. Yeah. Then that one motherfucker came in, dead serious, and I walk in and I go, what are you doing? He goes, oh, what's up?
Like I got caught with my hands in the cookie jar.
And I went, fellas,
the liar.
You guys are buying this bullshit? And they're like, you're talking about Master Callan? I'm like, oh, hell no.
Yes.
When I'm not here, this is how it goes down.
This is even worse. So my babysitter, our nanny, is pretty girl.
The new one?
New one is
I haven't seen her.
Pretty. And so
the Swedish one.
Yeah, that was.
She get deported or what?
She got deported, unfortunately, but she was so hot. The joke I make is that some women could they could be like, I have Hep C and I'm a shoplifter, and you'd be like, we'll figure it out.
If shit, I have AIDS, I'm like, God, they figured that
we'll
out.
Work that.
Magic
we'll
made it. Magic can make it.
No, she's good. But I remember one time Matt Mitrione was talking about. He's an athlete. He's a great athlete. He said something really cool. He said, I've always been the guy, he was talking about getting older, and he goes, but I've always been the guy that my body will do whatever I tell it to, right? So physically, like he's just a physically gifted athlete. So he could play pro football, but he was talking about fighting. And
until age,
picks up
until father time goes, huh?
That's what he said. So he goes, but then father time, and you start to feel it, where you're like, your body's not doing what you can tell. But I thought it was a cool way for an athlete to describe how gifted they are physically. So I remember that. That was probably 4 years ago.
You regurgitate that now.
And so now I told you that I had a good golfing experience because a pro happened to have been there. And the pro basically said, you could be really good at golf. Now I'm 50. In other words, he said, you could be really good at golf. I took that to mean I'm obviously... He said, you know your body. This is the
first thing, Wes. I haven't seen Brian in I don't know how many days. The first thing he tells me, he goes, listen, bro, but he's dead serious. This is not joking.
I did it really quietly.
No, he goes,
like, hey, come here, I got to talk to you.
This is how I know it's going to be a terrible story, and I probably should tell you to shut the fuck up. Because Brian goes, this is stupid. I feel embarrassed even saying this, but I was golfing this. This is Brian's story. He goes, I was golfing Utah, man. Golfing this pro. You ever golf with a pro? I sure haven't, Brian. Yeah, the thing is a few pointers, and listen, it's different than boxing. It's more of like a hobby. So once you see how it's done, you can basically do it. So
the hardest sport about golf, like a motherfucker.
Guys, like pros miss. So he gives me a few tips. I hit it 330 yards. He looks at me and goes, you joined the pro tour. And I went, you think? He goes, you're in tune with your body. I went, wow, man. Wow.
And we went on our day.
And then I went, I'm not even going to touch that right now.
No.
I'm going to let Brian bask in this.
You were very, very charitable. You went, no, you're athletic. That's what you did. You're athletic.
I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it. I can be a little harsh. I come off a little harsh sometimes.
Well, man,
like yesterday, I feel like apologizing. Even the lady at the front door, she goes, "Oh, what are you doing here on Tuesday?" And I was on the phone. I went, "What?" She goes, "What are you doing here on Tuesday?" But I was busy. It's just the way I come off sometimes. They go, "I'm here every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I'm here. I do my own show." So Monday's fighting the kid. Wednesday's fighting the kid. Tuesday, I'm here every Tuesday. She goes, okay. And I went, come on. I hit the elevator, and I'm like, oh, my God, what the fuck is wrong with me?
I love it.
I feel like apologizing to her.
I love it because
she was all surprised.
She
She's
doesn't
like,
deserve it.
What?
But I probably deserve it because now I'm thinking about me being a superior athlete as a golfer. So she says, I said, I played golf. I had a good time with my dad.
You said this to her.
I got to play golf with my dad, and it was fun. I actually was hitting the ball well, and I go, the thing is, and I said this to her, I go, the thing is, this is my nanny. I don't even know her. I go, the thing is, I've been using my body in an athletic way for so long. That ready? I go, my body will pretty much do anything I tell it to. So,
when you say stuff like that, do you feel sick?
No, because nobody else is listening, and I enjoy being like Matt Mitrione.
Do you ever say?
And I'm 50.
Do you ever say something and like, God, if my friends were around right now, I would be so.
I
embarrassed.
did Barry Katz's podcast, and I started talking about.
What's
he was talking
he
about how Barry Katz is a really big manager. And he has a podcast, and he's had Patty Jenkins. He's had all kinds of big people on it. And I started talking about fighting because he said, you're in shape. And I was talking about how in life, there are moments where there's no left or right turn. You just have to fight. And then I brought it into physical fighting, and I go, and in the middle of it, I go, in the podcast, I go, now I want to just stop for a second. Because I do a podcast with a real fighter, Brendan Schaub, who was top 10 UFC heavyweight. If he heard me right now, he'd have to pick a spot to stare out on the wall because he'd be so embarrassed. So at least I'm admitting that.
Hey, how about last night at the Comedy Store? Great time, by the way. Tony Hinchcliffe's last tour date, like he's been on a nationwide tour.
Awesome.
So he has all his friends on there. Jeremiah I
love Jeremiah. He plays the sax.
Such a beast. Yeah. He did all stand up. So he just does sax to kill Tony. Yeah. But he does regular stand up. Then there's Rogan, there's Sam Tripoli. So we're all in the back having fun time. And Jimmy Carr comes. You know who that is?
Sure.
The English comic.
I performed with him in Montreal.
I know who he is. And he comes in, he's in a suit. And he's in the back. He's introducing stuff. He's like, good to see you. He's talking about how there's no hang in London, in the comedy scene in London. We should have him on the show. He's such a beast.
Yeah, let's get him on. I love him.
So I've never met him, but obviously know who he is, being around the comic scene. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that's Jimmy Carr. And, I'm half English. My mom obviously knows who he is. So I'm like, man, my mom would fucking freak out if she knew I was with this guy right now. I'm thinking about that. And he's going around there, and he's a great improviser. And and you can tell he's hot. This guy was back there taking pictures, documenting everything. He took brilliant pictures. I forget his name. Sorry, dude. Brilliant picture taker. But he has an old camera, and he starts roasting him. He goes, what lab do you get those developed in? And he just roasts, and I'm dying laughing. So funny. And then I've never met him. No one introduced us. And then he just goes and looks at me. I'm like, fuck. Now, I got those Gucci loafers on with tigers on them.
Oh, boy.
And he goes, before I comment, and it was English accent, he looks at Rogan and goes, before I make fun of his shoes, what am I dealing with here? He goes, what am I doing? He goes, you're a comic, right? And I go, yeah. He goes, I've seen you on the pictures here and stuff like that. You're a big guy, though. What are you doing? Rogan goes, I wouldn't make fun of those shoes too much. And he goes, why not? And he goes, well, he was a top contender in the heavyweight division. He goes, are you shitting me? And he goes, no. He goes, all right, I'll leave him alone.
That's great.
It was so funny.
Because he probably didn't know.
He literally was like, before I make fun, he looks at Rogan, and then he was like, oh, because he didn't know, and he's pointing to me, and Rogan goes, he's asking Tony, he goes, who would win? He goes, both those guys are built. Who would win in a fight?
He's talking about you and Rogan?
Yeah, he has no idea.
Know.
Well, he doesn't know.
Yeah,
and then we pointed out my shoes. I was like, fuck.
No.
It was so funny, man.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
That cracks me up.
He goes, and then I was talking about how I was in London, and I was like, yeah, everyone dresses so nice out there, man. Like, I wish I could wear a suit like you all the time. I'd look like an asshole doing stand-up in a suit. He goes, yeah, you would. And then he's like, those are Gucci. He's like, I like what Gucci's doing right now. I'm like, right? Give it up. Because Gucci's killing right now if you're into fashion. Like, on the fort, they're killing it. They're the biggest in the world. Everyone's copying them. They're actually suing these big companies. Everyone's copying them. I go, right? Give me some. And he gives me that. And he goes, yeah, it's like a North Korean pimps their designer, and just starts clowning my shoes every more. I was like, oh my
North Korean
God.
Pimp is their designer. He's fucking amazing.
Have you seen his special on Netflix?
No. We both did a couple of improv shows in Montreal, so we were on the same ticket. It was just a small group. And I got to tell you, I watched him, and he can fucking put it down. That guy is as good as it gets.
7 million followers, I think that's what
7 million. Always deal. In a suit. Always in a suit.
I told him, I was like, I wish I could
dapper.
Yeah, I know.
But probably a dark motherfucker in a good way.
Yeah, he was saying that, I go, oh, what are you doing out here? You live out here? And he goes, no, I'm out here taking meetings on TV shows I'll never get. Yeah, he goes, now go back to London. And Tony goes, he lives in a castle.
A castle?
Yeah, he lives in a castle. He's just hilarious.
I think if I was making that kind of money at stand-up, I don't know if I'd ever really worry about acting again. But then you always want to do what you're not doing. I don't know one comedian who doesn't want to be acting.
Really?
Yeah.
Rogan.
Yes, Rogan. Rogan is the guy. I remember the day he called me, and he goes, you know what? I was in this audition, and they asked me to do it a different way, and I looked at the director, and I went, no. And the guy goes, excuse me? He goes, I'm not doing it that way. I don't feel like it. And he goes, if you want to hire me, we can do it on the set, but I'm not doing it here in this room.
God, last night before I went out to do my set, we were talking about natural disasters, and they're talking about the hurricanes, and then Sam Tripoli was talking about the earthquakes, and then Rogan started talking about the fires, and I was like, I am so stressed out right now. Yeah. Like, I do not want to talk. It was
You mean just the idea that there's so much going on?
Just everything.
Well, there's a hurricane, apparently. So Fabrizio has 2 restaurants in St. Bart's.
Oh, he's fucked.
Yeah, and this is apparently the biggest hurricane ever recorded.
Second biggest ever, right?
No, but this is, they say this hurricane, Irma, is the biggest hurricane in the Atlantic that the Atlantic Ocean has ever seen.
That's what I heard.
And he was showing me live pictures of St. Bart's because he's got cameras outside his place.
Is it crazy?
The fucking palm trees were literally like, everybody had to be in a room with no windows.
125 miles.
Yeah, 175 miles an hour from what I read in certain parts. 175 miles an hour.
Well, they're getting the worst down there. And then Dominican Republic, right?
Florida.
And then Miami's going to get crushed.
No joke, man. Look at that. Live updates.
It's so scary, man.
Yeah, it is. When Mother Nature is like... and just keeps blowing.
There's nothing you can do.
No.
And they were saying like the structures down there, it's not, Houston got hit hard, but they have, it's first world country. Yeah. So like the structures are pretty fucking good.
Right.
There's a little different.
It's a little different.
Well, you got a house made out of bamboo?
Yeah. See ya. Apparently, you can't build a structure to withstand like
Stage 5?
A cyclone, like a tornado. A tornado.
Yeah, you can.
If a tornado hits your house, I guess there's no way.
Underground. Underground with cement though. There's a cement ones you can build that don't leave the ground.
Yeah,
like they'll stay in the ground, but it has to be built under.
It has to be like chained to that,
Yeah, some shit.
I guess otherwise. Yeah.
I remember when I was in Denver, we used to have the tornado warnings, and my dad would it'd be and you could go outside and see it touching down.
I always thought you were safe in your car. You're not. It'll take a car and throw a car.
What kind of idiot thinks you're saving the car?
I'd be like,
anyways,
my car.
In Denver, my dad makes go to the basement. I remember it was so much fun because it was like playing camp out with your dad and your brother in the basement. We just eat candy. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. It's so crazy. But hurricanes.
Natural disasters are fucking
tidal waves?
Tsunamis, son.
A tsunami?
Well, we got earthquakes out here.
Yeah, earthquakes although the ground can open up and swallow you.
Earthquakes are trouble.
Yeah, an earthquake, the ground, theoretically, you could die by getting swallowed by the ground. That could happen. You could die that way. Like, that's what, you're like, what?
Earthquakes are fucking scary.
Yeah.
Tsunami, horrible. I don't know.
I feel like tsunami, you just drown.
You're getting fucked up, bro.
You're getting fucked up.
It's a giant thing. No, it's smashing your body into the buildings.
Yeah, that's
and then
good. You got to ball up.
Yeah, swim. You got to ride the wave, bro.
Ride
you know how to
the
surf?
Fucking
nope,
wave.
You don't know how to surf.
No, I don't. You don't
know how to fucking surf.
Be in some trouble.
Yeah.
Don't you dive into the wave? Not when it's that big. It
you go
sucks
under.
You up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's nowhere to go.
God damn.
It's just stressing me out, man.
By the way, everybody, I read a Dropping Knowledge 28. There are not 28 amendments. Thank you, Chase, for emailing me and telling me that.
Chase, thank you, world. You know how many emails and DMs I get about your Dropping Knowledges?
There are no 28. And by the way, thank you for the hurricane thing, but it still stands that the idea that hurricanes are actually more intense is still not supported. However,
Some would
is global
disagree with
warming?
that.
Yes, some would, but is global warming caused by man or by? I would imagine that the bulk of the science says it's anthropomorphic, which means it's caused by human. It's partially caused, at least, by human beings.
Yeah, we're not
human activity.
We're not helping it.
Don't you think it's better to err on the side of caution anyway? Say that even if we don't know, isn't it better to kind of not keep fucking putting greenhouse gases into the atmosphere just in case? I don't know, man. That's the other thing, cooling the planet. I don't know what to say about that. How are we going to do that?
How about you cool these nuts in your mouth?
I'm not going to do that, dude. Because that's how you always use global warming to get me to suck it. I'm not doing that because that's how you get me to suck it.
Global warming is suck.
Taran Killam just walked in. Look at you.
It just got a lot better looking in here.
Norwegian.
Hello, brother.
Dude, your voice has changed.
How's it going, man? Really nice to meet you. Pleasure.
Hi,
handsome.
How are you, pal?
So good.
Have a seat.
Hey,
Hey, what the?
okay.
Wait, what?
Oh,
This
it's
is
all of us.
awkward.
Oh, man.
This is
That's what we
awkward.
got there. That's how you
All right,
get.
let's lose the shirt, bro.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. There we go.
Daddy's boy.
No, what?
Daddy's boy for two daddies.
No, you don't have to do that.
That's what you texted.
You don't have to sing that, dude.
Okay. This is the coolest office ever. You know what a nerd I am. I just passed like 3 offices with video games.
I just said that you're a nerd because he has a room full of Is it Star Wars?
There's some of that, yeah.
What else do you
It's
have?
predominantly Star Wars, but it starts with all the toys that I collected as a kid.
Right.
So there's a lot of X-Men, a lot of
And if you could be...
We're the same age, though, so it's like
Okay.
X-Men, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You're exactly right.
What else?
Yeah.
Animaniacs.
Those are the big two. He-Man at one point, but I don't
was a
have
little
that as
young
much
for
anymore.
it.
Got it. He-Man, Thundercats were big. Voltron was big.
Correct.
And the new Voltron series on Netflix is very good, you guys.
Is it good?
Season 3
It
just
is?
came out. Just dropped.
Really?
Just dropped.
Just dropped.
Who is your favorite superhero?
I was a big Spider-Man guy.
Really?
Yeah, because I was very small growing up. I was very little.
Not anymore.
Until my
You're
late
a
teens,
small
and now
guy.
I'm just freaking Nordic in stature.
You are big, dude.
Just
You have a great body, and your eyes are
turn
piercing.
of the 13th century Nordic stature.
Take it easy.
Powerful beard, though, too, huh?
Yeah.
Real
Better
big
beard
beard.
than you.
Never seen you with a beard. I
No,
don't
hold
think.
on. You skipped over that.
Better beard than 100% better than Brian's.
Thicker, stronger, fuller beard.
I told Brian browner, way less gray. Brian showed up at the comedy store the other day in front of everyone. Whoa, what are you doing coming here without dyeing your beard, bro? What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I was sent back
Dang.
to the drawing board. Had to dye it up a little bit. Yeah,
Little shoe polish through the beard.
that's right. Why do you have? What happened? You shooting up again?
Yeah, I'm back on.
Fuck,
Off
Darren.
the wagon.
That's a dead end.
It's cold in here. I just had the first general physical I've had in, I think, 5 or 6 years.
You know what?
It was bad.
That can
It was
always be
time.
scary because
Yeah.
I had my physical and I was a little high in the old cholesterol. I expect to be.
Sure.
I expect I had my blood done and this was 6 years ago, 5 years ago, and he goes, Dr. Horowitz goes, well, how do I put this? Your blood work is pretty much outstanding. And that
That's
was all he
nice.
said.
That feels good.
And then I went last year, or less than that, 6 months ago, and he goes, there's some abnormalities in your blood.
Oh,
and
man.
I was like,
That's how
what?
they get you.
And he goes, your
So
cholesterol. Your
how
cholesterol's
they get
high.
you.
Your cholesterol, it was my
It's a
cholesterol.
scam.
It's a scam.
Cholesterol's a myth.
Here's a prescription. Here you
Climate
go.
change.
Climate
Cholesterol
change.
are myths.
They're both myths made by liberals.
Dry land is not a myth.
Fucking libs.
If you remember anything from Waterworld.
Do I ever?
Kevin
All right,
Costner.
good
Yeah.
interview, buddy. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you for your
so-
time.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Now hold on.
Daddy.
Oh,
Bye.
Daddies in red leather chairs.
that's the name of the podcast.
Two daddies.
Two
daddies,
Red
two leather chairs.
How cool is our office? Man?
This is amazing. Is this where you've always done it?
Mothership right here.
This is awesome.
Well, Brendan is the guy who runs the business. So what Brendan will do is he'll go, we need a new studio. And then I go, what do you want me to do? And he goes, nothing. And then I just show up.
Great.
And then he gets an artist to draw this stuff. He buys all the furniture on Amazon.
Yeah.
And then I'll go, should we do this? And he goes, shut up. And then he goes, just show up. And then I
Yeah.
show up. And
Okay,
then,
great.
Then I go, what about hiring? He goes, shut up. And
Yeah.
then he gets Chin. Have you met Chin, Taryn?
Hey, Taryn.
And that's
Hey, how are you?
MJ.
Pleasure. Very nice to meet you.
And,
MJ
yep.
rescued me from the elevators. Yeah.
Yeah, so they
I'm like a real
basically-
shitty version of Lauren Michaels for podcasting.
Yes.
That's what I am.
Great.
Great.
Hey, Hey, don't
awesome.
mention Lauren Michaels.
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, no, already you're much more personable. So I don't know I think I've spoken to you more now, and having just
really
no, not really. No, he's an interesting guy. Yeah, he's
an eccentric, right?
Yeah, I have my own take on him because I saw the good. You know what I mean? Incredibly generous, incredibly loyal. There are people who have worked on that show, like on the behind the scenes side. There are people who've been there since 77, 75.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Eugene Lee, who's the scenic designer, does a ton of did Wicked, and he does like huge Broadway shows. Has been the scenic designer for SNL the entire run.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing. And I went to he invited me to see play with him and his sons so there were good moments, and then the complexity and frustration or questions come out of how quickly that turns, how fast the winds change.
Why?
Is that a business thing?
Yeah, probably.
Is that a general?
Right.
Is that
fair to say?
I think it's fair to presume, yeah, because he's very good at business. I mean, there is no greater comedic institution in the history of Western culture, really.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating, and it defines him, and it is his first love.
Yeah.
It is very clearly what he thinks about, what he worries about, what he stresses about. And
how much of a say does he have on the sketches? Like you come
everything,
really?
Everything, yeah.
So you
Number
come
one.
with a sketch, and then he goes yes, no.
Yes.
And he clearly has a crystal clear sense of humor. Or to an extent.
Yeah, and I would give him credit in that I think he has his sensibilities and he knows what he finds funny, but does his best to remain open to, there are different flavors of ice cream for a reason.
Because he knows what's going to work too, right?
Yeah, that there are different styles,
Yeah.
that there are different sensibilities and different demos of the audience who are watching.
In a way, he's already right, I would imagine, just because it's like, hey, dude, been on
Track
the air
record.
for 45
Scoreboard.
years.
Yeah.
You
Scoreboard.
how do you
Check
do that?
the scoreboard.
As a new actor, you're like, Lauren, I think you're wrong.
Hey, I've got some ideas on how to change your 42-year-old show. Get out.
Scoreboard.
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 Yeah, without a doubt. And
But you were there for 6 years.
Yeah.
And you were a standout.
You're kind
You
of say
were.
that. You're
It's
my
just a
friend.
fact.
You're my
Yes.
friend.
My friend.
There is a bias.
And Brian knows this. I'm obsessed with Saturday Night Live. Like I've
Yeah.
watched since I was a kid. My mom and I were every Saturday, man. I've never missed it in a long, long time. Cool. I read the book. Seen all the Lauren Michaels, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm always interested in everyone from. Mark Maron talks about it. Steve Martin talks about it. The interview process. I always find it so there's a Hard Knocks, right, for the NFL, and it shows guys getting cut. I wish there was a Hard Knocks for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Because to think how many people have tried out for it and auditioned for it, crazy names.
Yeah.
People be like, what?
Yes.
And never had.
Well, for
it.
me, when I
yeah.
remember you said to me, I said, what are you up to? I haven't talked to you. And you go, I'm basically working 24/7 at the Groundlings because I want to be on SNL. Mm-hmm. And you were going through their program, and I didn't know what you meant. Then I went to your graduation.
Yeah.
And I think I told you this, but I was so blown away by the level of work you guys were doing, especially yours, like the sketch you wrote, that weird sketch with you were in like some Schreier. Do you remember it? It was so fucking genius and weird. I was like, how the fuck did Taran write this? But long story short, I remember the amount of work that went into just getting ready, just developing characters, just being passed by Groundlings. Ever since then, I've always said to new actors, they come to LA, I go, you want to be an actor? You want to learn characters? You want to work? Go to the Groundlings and try to get through that because that's close to boot camp.
So how's that?
And then you get to SNL.
But
Yes.
So was that the plan, or did someone go, oh, you got to start here to get to there? Like, how's that work?
I came into comedy a little bit backwards. I was a freshman at UCLA, and I was actually going for musical theater. I was a musical theater major, and so like singing and dancing and shop, and
Awesome.
but was always.
And you had a boyfriend that
And I had a lover, and
It's cool.
and
You're married now.
He was
but
just
I mean,
an artist.
Sure.
He worked a lot with clay.
He worked with his hands.
He was just beautiful hands, perfect hands,
Big
just,
roaming,
huge, strong but soft,
lumberjack hands.
just
hairy
flexible, just amazing
Yeah,
angles,
with just a real hammer.
angular digits. angular phalanges.
Why are you looking at me so hard right now? You're really.
I'm just yes-anding your bit.
Your eyes are so hypnotic right now.
Sorry.
God, I'm so lost.
Sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're green.
I guess.
They're mood eyes.
God, are they ever?
A mood ring?
Are they ever?
I was a mimic. I was a goof, and I got an audition for Mad TV that, kind of as a fluke, it just snowballed, and I got the job at 19 years old. And no training, no stand-up, no sketch improv, and a lot of the writers there and performers who I really respected and who looked out for me and who were good people, but obviously the funniest, in my opinion, had come from Groundlings. And I had a buddy who was already in the school, Mikey Day, who's now on SNL. He was already working his way through the training. So when I left Mad TV, I just went back and said, I really like doing this, but I want to get better at it. And from that day on, SNL was sort of like the singular focus.
The goal, and then when you're there at Groundlings, then how do you make the transition to get that audition Saturday Night Live? Just through an agency?
They don't take people from
No, you
Mad.
know that it's that some of it is just circumstantial. Some of it's just going to be timing and luck. But I always kind of had the feeling that if I could get in front of if I could get the audition, I would have a decent chance just because of my skill set and things that I could do. And you just spend your time there. And it was 6 years. It was 6 years from my very first basic class to performing in Sunday Company. And Lorne Michaels came to a show. They were looking for people. And I know at the time they were specifically coming to look at Nassim, who ended up getting the show. But he flew a bunch of us out. He flew me and 3 others, Nassim included. Nassim got it that year. She and I had to audition twice on the stage. It's the hardest audition. I mean, you've been auditioning.
There's no one there, right?
They make you wait for
just
5 hours,
people.
6 hours, right?
It's head games, intentional and not. Have you been in the space? Have you been to 8H?
I have not.
It's great. You got to go. It's so fascinating. It feels like church, you know, and it feels like a holy place. Just especially if you love the show, because it's deceptively small. Once the show's going on, and I think seeing SNL live is the best way to appreciate it because you're seeing the show within the show, which is the commercial breaks, the crew,
all the stuff,
dropping sets,
and
moving cables.
I've been there. You sit above.
Exactly.
At least when I was looking down on it.
Yeah. But it's small. It's teeny, except for when it's literally just you on home base, which is what they call the stage where the monologue happens. That's also where Weekend Update happens. It's just you. Empty, dark, except for a spotlight, a folding table of like 8 people, Lorne, producers and writers.
And how much time do you have up there?
They say 5 minutes. They say 5 minutes and try to do 3 impressions, 3 original characters, and people do all kinds of variations of that.
And what'd you do?
I did 2. The first time I did 2 original characters and like 12 impressions. And then the second time, which was only 3 weeks later, they said they wanted all new stuff, was another 9 impressions and like 3 characters.
What were the characters?
The first time around,
I'm an old lady.
it was, where's my corn?
That probably went great.
So this is called Old Woman Who Wants Corn.
Generic.
Where's my corn? Whoa, stairs! Who put this banana peel? Blah, 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 blah.
You are a comedy dog! Hilarious! More characters! Oh, this is Octopus, man. I have hands.
Oh, here, let me give you a massage. It's not gross.
This is Kid with a Secret.
I have a secret.
You've never seen anything better than this!
Fucking the guy.
You're the funniest person in the world! You're hired! You will change the format of the show!
And that's not even Lauren. That's just the guy behind him.
Yeah.
He's telling him.
That's a janitor.
Yell at him and tell him
That's the
he's
janitor.
changed the format of the show.
Get in his head.
Get in his head. You rule! Farley times 10! Farley times 10! You're the next Eddie Murphy with that!
Fuck. You had a massage.
So you do all those, and then did you know how soon after once you
What
did
happened?
the audition? You got
I
the
did.
gig?
I had like the test. They call it a test. They had 1 test. 3 weeks later, a second test for the same year, and didn't get it. And then
Heartbreaking, or no?
No, because the first
remember this.
the first audition, you're like, I did it. I'm here. Like the SNL people saw me because, like you said, Carell and Jim Carrey and all these people who have auditioned for that show and didn't get it, but went on to amazing, incredible things. It is this amazing validation, and if you're a fan of the show, which I was my entire life, same as you. Getting to be in that space, getting invited
means you're doing something right.
I like had, because there was 4 of us going out there, I had a limo greet us at the airport and like made a mix CD. CDs were still a technology that existed then, and like Frank Sinatra's New York was blaring as we were going through Lincoln.
This is
Midtown
before
Tunnel.
You got it, or
before, like just showing up for the first audition,
yeah.
and just like went out that night and just like soaked it in, because no matter what, win or lose, I was good enough.
Oh yeah.
And then the second audition was really in my head, because now it's like, oh, they like something, they're bringing me back, this could happen. And that was a level of stress, and I think it affected my audition.
Your performance?
Yeah. And what we were told is it's no, but not never, and he's definitely on our radar, and we're keeping him in the mix. And I took that with a grain of salt, because I
like whatever.
But then also took the discipline of, if that opportunity arises, I'm going to be prepared. So went back to Sunday Company, had a whole year of doing Sunday Company and then being invited
Sunday
to
Company
the main
is
company.
what is the Groundlings.
Yeah, the junior, they perform a new show every Sunday. They're pitching sketches every week.
It's
every
really
Wednesday.
an amazing show to see. We got to go see
it's
that.
Cool. It's such a great show. It is like the freshest, the hungriest sketch comedy. You
see such talent there, man.
Groundlings is amazing because it is a really tough process, and they kill a lot of darlings along the way. Really funny people that I performed with, don't get moved
Dude,
up.
I know. I remember seeing everybody in your graduating class. Everybody. And I think that was sort of the
it was a school
audition.
Advanced. Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
the people that didn't make it were astonishing. Dude, I mean, I was like, what the fuck? It was unbelievable. What's her name, though, who writes on SNL now? Was in your group.
I had Jillian Bell, who's now,
Jillian hilarious.
Wrote for a year and, now is starring in movies and
she's killing
has her own show, which is hilarious. She's the funniest person I've ever met. Sarah Baker, another one who's hilarious. You've seen her in a million different things. Dana Powell, my buddy Nick Panessa, Chris, it was everybody you meet at that point.
So talented.
Really has something to offer.
So then you're there for a year, and then the opportunity rises again.
Yeah. And third time was a charm. So same thing, audition, all new material, all stuff I've been working on with, that audition in mind. Did the audition.
And you just stand up there, because I know with Matt TV, you just go. You have 5 minutes, you just stand up there and you just go from character
But
to character.
I feel like it's a big advantage for you, because you've been there twice.
Yes.
You got to go back, work on your craft, then come back. So I'm sure the other people that audition also had that experience, but when the field you're playing on, it's going to help, man.
Exactly. No, it was game time at that point. It was very much like, focus, do your thing, don't psych yourself out, but also don't,
just you're there.
Don't
you're there for a reason.
Yeah.
So then you do that, and then did you know right after you got the gig?
No, then like another week and a half, and they say they want you to meet with Lorne. They want to fly you out and have a meeting with Lorne.
And this is where you sit in his office?
Yeah,
This is what everyone talks about.
Yeah. So
please tell us this.
You show up, and there was waiting, but it wasn't as bad as I've heard it can be. They brought us into the talent office, and I was sitting there, and there's like another person who had auditioned. This girl Jet was sitting there, and the talent department's meeting you, and they bring in Tom Broker, who's one of the head designers there, who weighs in on all aspects of the show. And it's just, is this person crazy? Is this person hostile? Because I think they've already started to form their opinions and ideas of who they're going to hire.
Yeah.
But they, that year they brought maybe 6 or 7 people, and they hired 3.
Jeez.
So
the people that met with Lorne.
Yeah, not everybody gets the job. Yeah.
God damn. So that's the final
Mark
thing.
Mark Maron explains it, where he got to that point.
Yeah.
And they go, and he's off seeing his head. Lauren goes, "Do you want some candy?" And he's all, "Sure." He takes the candy, and he goes, "Right when I put it in my mouth, I knew I fucked up." He goes, "I think they were toying with me."
Oh, see, I disagree. I think Lauren just wants to see you at ease and as a respectful human being.
But
you know?
Mark in his head was like, oh, no.
Mark tells it, he's like, I walk in there and he's like, whatever you think you're doing south of Houston isn't real comedy. It's all supercharged. But he's made peace. We saw Mark when he came in, because he came in for 2 nights to interview Lauren in his office. So we saw
that's
Mark.
right.
Vanessa and I were like, hey, it happened.
Everything's all good.
Congratulations.
You made it, man.
You haven't talked to Lauren since you left, right? Or have you?
No, we crossed paths at a screening a month afterwards or something like that.
The thing I'm always curious about is what's the contract, and you don't have to give certain exact numbers, but what's the contract look like? Do you sign like a
$4
year
million
deal?
an episode.
Okay, I don't know, Taran.
I
don't know if
that's so surprising.
I know.
I don't know if that's true.
Is that good?
I
don't care about numbers. I care about art.
But you just said $4 million an episode.
Yeah,
which
four is like the fourth number.
That's a lot of money. I don't think you made like $400 million on that.
I'm pretty sure. No, I definitely 400. That's the number. It was 400 an episode.
No, wow.
Is that what you're correcting me?
No, you're
like,
a liar.
Do you sign like a year deal, and is it per show?
Sign 7 years, 7-year contract, similar to like testing for a pilot, where they'll send you to 5, I think, for a pilot.
It's 5,
but SNL used to be 5 and learn their lesson. Signs you to
lock
7.
you up.
It's smart, because if you blow up,
you are now. You just directed Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
In the movie, what's it called?
Killing Gunther.
Yeah. I'd like to watch the trailer with you.
Oh, great.
And then I want to get into it.
All right. Yeah.
And so you're a bit precocious because you do Hamilton.
Yeah, so you stop doing Saturday Night Live, then you start doing Hamilton, you start doing all this stuff. For you, when Saturday Night Live was like, hey, we're all good here, did you look at like, it's an opportunity? Were you super bummed?
Both. Truly, it was as complicated as those things can get. In that they'd asked for an extension, right? And it's a thing that they do occasionally with people in the cast. It happened to. They did it to Jay. They did it to Vanessa. They do it to people to mess with that. I think they did it to Nassim. I know that happened to Forte, where July 16th they have to let you know contractually you're coming back next year or you're not. And occasionally they'll go, we need an extension because we haven't made up our minds.
Yikes.
Yeah, and I just saw what it did to my friends, and it doesn't make you feel good or wanted or excited or feel good about yourself. And that last year was a little different, because what they were saying is, we just need 2 weeks because we're doing this to everybody. And I don't know if that was true or not, but I was like, no. I'm literally on set about to shoot like, a gunfight, and the filing cabinet explodes, and they call and they're like, they need 2 weeks. And I'm like, you know what? No, I can't. I only have one more in me, because that's what you sign for. You sign for 7. I have a family. I have a wife. I have kids.
It was hard for you too, because Kobe was doing her show. He's married to Kobe Smulders, and Kobe was. Where was she? She was in L.A.
For the first 4 years, they were still doing How I Met Your Mother. So I was flying back and forth.
Think about that. Yeah.
Every 2 to 3 weeks, I was flying from New York to L.A.
And I don't think people realize the schedule at SNL, because you guys are working all night.
Monday,
right?
Monday to Saturday, yeah. Monday to Sunday,
it's exhausting. I mean, it really.
So when they're like, "Hey, we need to do an extension," like, no, I need to know now.
I need to know. I'm not in a place where I'm looking to extend. Or you don't. And they said at that point we had to get the post schedule for this film approved. So that was going to take me into October, November. And
so you were already working on another project while you're waiting for this.
Yes, and then Showtime had offered me this pilot with some great people. Jason Katims and Stu Zickerman had written it, and I liked it, and it seemed like a really nice project, and it wasn't going to interfere with SNL, but we hadn't brought it up to them, so we said, okay, let's go back and say, approve this, okay the pilot, and we'll give you the 2 weeks. And they did. And then 3 weeks later or something, they called and they said, they've decided they're not going to pick up your contract.
That's so annoying. It's like, okay, you got me, guys.
You decided. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and that's how it went. And everybody mostly was very nice. But there was no call from Lauren. There was no
After 6 years, no call.
Nothing, no phone call.
No call. No thank you, no nothing. Huh?
And I've heard stories similar. And then my opening night on Hamilton, he sends 24 roses. You know what I mean? It's so complicated.
Very strange situation.
It's very odd. It's
when you met with him for that final interview.
Yeah.
What did he say to you?
It was super casual. I walked in. He was wearing like a short sleeve polo,
petting
which
a Persian
was odd.
cat.
Like yeah, exactly. He just removed his eye patch. No, he was texting with his son, and he's like, "Come and sit down. I'm just texting with my 18-year-old." And I was like, "Yeah, I hear that's the best way to communicate with them these days." And he's like, "Yeah." So your audition was very strong. The other two were strong, but this one was very precise. And I was like, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I certainly worked on it, and didn't." And he has these stories, colloquialisms that he'll repeat. You know what I mean? He's got like, he's like, this show's the closest thing to being in professional sports. Every year there's new players, and you're only as good as your last game. And the audience has to own you. They have to take ownership of you. They have to be rooting for you. And you've got to stay in shape. It's do you have a 98-mile-an-hour fastball or do you have a 77-mile-an-hour fastball? That's the difference. And I was like, okay, yeah, I know exactly what you were meaning.
And what is it? What does he talk with his mouth? Does he fancy himself an aristocrat, or is he?
I don't know.
Is he a fan of William F. Buckley? Or?
I have this theory that, and it's not like with judgment, but I do think he's a bit of an addict. I think he's an addict to success and an addict to fame.
I think you'd have to
at this point. And I noticed a shift at the 40th where he's literally surrounded by his best friends, Jack Nicholson and Paul McCartney, and these people who at one point he idolized and was a fan of.
Now they're his equals.
Now they're his equals. They're his peers. He's seen the rise of Belushi, Aykroyd, Myers, Faye, Wig, Farrell. He's been on the ride so many times
he's a piece of history, man. American cultural history,
no doubt,
and
no doubt about it.
Driver of American cultural history,
without a doubt.
It'd be tough not to kind of be addicted to that, right?
Yeah.
You know what I heard about him?
That rush of fame, success overnight, you know what I mean? And so I also feel that there's a little less patience maybe than there
It's a blessing and a curse almost.
Yeah. I had an interesting conversation with somebody who knows him very well, and you'd know him, and has spent time with him, on vacation, and him and some of his other very wealthy, powerful friends. And what was very interesting is they were saying that the one thing all of them, as they get into their 60s, are obsessed with. What do you think it is?
Tennis.
Notoriety.
No, health. Immortality.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they've got everything that you can imagine. The only thing they don't have is immortality. The only thing they don't have is that this certainty that they're not going to die.
Right.
If you want to get their attention,
if
you want to get their attention, start talking about something that you can measure that actually will extend your life.
That's funny.
And they all go, room, and they're just my friend. It was really astute observation.
Just start giving the plot of Death Becomes.
Yeah, he said, because when you've done everything and you have everything, the mystery of so much kind of breaks down.
Yeah.
But they also are loving their life, or there's a lot to live for, and so when you start talking about, you could live an extra 10 years, they'll be like, what? That's the one thing they can't possess.
I just got this box of nanobots in the mail.
So strange.
Apparently you insert these nanobots into your bloodstream and they fix any abnormality.
The problem is they're kind of expensive.
Yeah.
What?
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
So then you link up with Arnold Schwarzenegger, start directing a movie?
Yeah.
Did you write this?
Yeah.
You wrote this movie.
That's your life.
You wrote this movie.
I wrote it, I'm in it, and I directed it. And yeah.
That's a big.
And when you're writing it, did you have Arnold in mind?
No, and I should have. And I'm such a fool because I literally named the character Gunther and didn't, because it was inconceivable that Arnold Schwarzenegger would waste his time on this like low budget comedy mockumentary. Like I wanted to do a Christopher Guest, Eugene Levy movie that's an action movie. That's all I wanted to do. And so what I did try to do, the fence I swung for was to stunt cast a villain who comes in at the end, big reveal, and in my mind would be a secret until the movie comes out. And maybe it was somebody I worked with at SNL because they could put a face to the name and they'd be like, oh, I had a good time with him. I trust Taran. I'll show up for a week or a week and a half and do this fun thing.
Do a favor.
And Arnold's reps were like, he's looking to do something like this. He's looking, would you consider it? And I was like, hell I consider.
Yeah.
Literally, like, my favorite movie star from the
No
moment I could
shit.
remember,
Yes.
I
got a
going to
flat
films.
top because of Terminator.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. See, I got a flat top because of Batman Forever, but, you know.
I hear you, brother. I like it, man.
But no,
By the
I mean.
way, he does the best Joker, but he won't do it.
No.
Remember when I made you do it and it felt like
it really like iced the room in a depressing way.
he did that. He does the best Joker ever. He's like, he does his laugh, and I had him do it in front of all like our friends.
Yeah,
and usually
like a
it
game
kills-
night. It's
Yeah.
like mid running charades. Like it's a running charades lemonade
And
break.
he does it. He goes, and he says that. And I swear
Were
to God,
people like this?
It was everybody was like looking at me. And he went, and he goes like this. I think he went like this.
There's nothing
you went. I just heard you go. It was dead silence. And you went. Well, anyway.
Yeah, because you're like
There's
that's
nothing
how
better than those
it
awkward.
was so great because it's full commitment too. It's
Yeah,
full commitment.
no
This is
half-assing
This
Joker.
is before Dark Knight comes out and the poster's out and people are seeing the Heath Ledger makeup
Ledger,
and like we're just shooting the shit at Brian's house and we're like, how do you think he got the scars? And I'm like, I'll tell you exactly how he got it.
I cut
and
it,
he's
right?
like, he lost a bet. He's like, I lost a bet, and he's like, we're gonna kill you or whatever. And he goes, no, please. And they like murder his wife in front of him, and he takes them. They go like, now you kill yourself, you know, or you kill
I
her.
think I
whatever.
cut your.
Yeah,
I
and
think
he
I
like
cut
cut
your
it, and he
face.
goes no, and it turns from hysterical sobbing and crying into maniacal laughter.
And Brian was all, do it in front of everyone.
Please,
You're all, no.
please do it.
Okay, all right. I'll do like 80% of it.
Okay, I'll cut your face.
Yeah,
I'll cut
yeah,
your
yeah.
face. You-
Please, okay.
It's so good. My God.
Okay, so should we switch running charade teams?
Dude, he did that and add another fucking 50%.
Yeah.
And the whole room, after he kills me, the whole room, he said, the whole room
It's so
is like this.
good, though. Room's all.
How good is that, though? How good is that?
so I'm like most of them are like, oh, there's a new Batman movie. Like what? I don't care.
Your reaction at that, you go, and that all that,
like, anyway.
your eyes are bloodshot, and you go, well,
It was different when we earlier. It was,
I had that going different in my mind. You know what?
I forgot a line that would explain.
You're up, Janine, you stupid bitch.
All right, my list.
You could play the Joker. You'd be great.
Oh, that was
And
hilarious.
that's a fucking good audition for
That
it.
was so good.
Todd Phillips, I think, is doing a movie with the young Joker,
Yeah,
right?
he's trying to get DiCaprio.
I sent a video
Martin
to Todd.
Scorsese.
Tony Hinchcliffe auditioned for Todd on my phone. I sent it to Todd. Todd was like, I'm in Mexico. Who's the nerd? Will Sasso, who's one of your favorite
people
and
ever.
one of your biggest fans, he sent me, I think I just wanted to read this. I thought you'd get a chat. I got this out of the blue. He goes, hey, what do you do for a chapped trunk? I go, what?
Chap trunk?
A chapped trunk, as in my dick. He goes, what's good for that? Is there some kind of salve or just spit? What's the deal? I go, bro, I don't know. I'm not comfortable with this. He goes, I mean my uncut hog. I go, yeah, I know. He goes, it's chapped. And that was the thread. Thanks a lot. Anyway, it made me. I know he loves you. And,
He was like a lifesaver to me in Mad TV, like 19. No
Oh, you're
Clue,
on there
but-
with Sasso?
Yeah,
You
and
know
it
what
was the year that Tenacious D came out, so we would like sit in his dressing room and he'd play guitar and we'd sing songs.
He's
You know what he
Such a
said
good
about you?
dude.
You know what he said about you? When we did How I Met Your Mother, and I first met you, and you were so funny, and we just got along because I was like, this guy plays, and you were so much younger than me. You were like 24, and I was like, he's so fucking. I said to Will, I go, do you know Taran Killam? He's funny as shit. And Will goes, oh, he's a genius. Yeah, he's a genius. He was 19 when
And
he was
that's
on Mad
coming
TV.
from a genius.
That's coming from fucking Will
Will's a
Sasso.
genius.
Will
Yeah.
doesn't give it to up to
Will is
anybody.
hilarious.
He's one of the funniest.
Oh, one of the funniest
world.
people.
Yes.
Let's watch Killing Gunther, the official trailer.
Great.
I can't wait to
That
see
first
this.
one?
1.1. Yeah, look at that. That's not bad.
That's a lot of views, sir.
Not bad.
Get ready for those to blow up.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that you're on Fighter and the Kid, you fuck.
Excuse me.
I don't know.
Gunther may be the most feared hitman working in the industry today. If you want to be king, you have to kill the king.
If
Everyone knows who he is.
Gunther.
Gunther's.
Where is Gunther?
I'm right here.
He's the greatest hitman ever.
Bullseye.
I will be the guy who killed Gunther. I put together an unstoppable team.
Just erase that.
Donald Kisnowski. Or Boom.
He's
Boom,
hilarious.
Get that started.
Boom goes the dynamite.
My name is Sanat Perusa. My first professional kill was at the age of 8.
Did you see that shot? That's my little girl!
Is in that I crush things.
And then there's our secret weapon.
The friggin' Bella Kolakova twins.
You love it here.
Oh, I need to find a window.
A bunch of assassins trying to kill me. I got pissed off.
Oh my God.
Been a bit of a rocky start. I want to kill him even more now. Let's go.
Running way over our heads.
FBI, I would like to report a hitman.
You ratted me out to the FBI? Yes. I am going to kill him.
Well, you're gonna try to kill him again.
The bazooka, will you?
We gotta be on our toes.
I can't wait to see this.
Okay, I think it's done.
They're gonna get terminated. That I can tell you.
He's
Go ahead, kill me.
Come on, do it.
Do it.
How
Yeah.
great
looks
is he,
great.
man?
The best.
that looks
The best.
great,
That
dude.
does look
Thanks,
awesome.
dude.
Looks hilarious.
It's
I can't
he
wait.
was having so much fun. He was such a good sport.
I've never
He
seen
was-
him play that kind of character. He looks like he's just got.
This is like the sell and the spin that I'll say about his performance in this is that he hasn't been funny in a long time, right? Like the actual like earnest
Yeah.
attempt was maybe Jingle All the Way. Was the
Jingle
last
All the Way,
one.
maybe
True.
Twins a little bit.
Well, Twins, certainly Twins, Kindergarten Cop, he's done it, but the difference between even those movies and this one is in Twins and Kindergarten Cop, it's the joke is it's him in an awkward situation, like,
Yes.
oh, I'm so big, I'm so strong. And here he is inciting the humor, right? He's the one
Exactly.
screwing with us. He's the one being funny.
That's
and,
cool.
and he's so funny.
Just
and
him laughing,
charismatic.
doing that
It's-
fake laugh,
Yeah, it's
you
great.
know?
Him dressed like that with the glasses.
I
is
know.
hilarious
Yeah,
to me.
it gets better,
with
yeah.
that haircut.
Yeah.
great.
Hilarious.
It's great.
Good arch look. Yeah, no, it was amazing. It was so much fun. It was so surreal at every moment, and just a professional, a gentleman on time.
I'm rarely starstruck, you know, but I
Yeah.
was with John Leguizamo. We were doing Ride Along.
Yeah.
And Leguizamo goes, my buddy's coming to have dinner with us. And he just showed up.
Wow.
And it was the three of us in an empty lobby hotel
Wow, yeah.
room. And I got to kind of talk to him for 2 hours about
Did you
politics.
suck
Yeah.
him off?
I was so blown away.
Did you taste
Hold
him,
on for a second.
Brian?
Did you suck off Kindergarten Cop?
Hey, do you mind?
Did you suck
Do you
off
mind?
the Terminator?
I am trying to have a conversation. Why did you have to say that?
Because I was
it's so fucked up that I
was
just
so
missed it.
sick of it.
You're so used to it.
But I was, and then I saw him the day, and next I thought we were friends, and of course he didn't remember me.
Sure.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I was like, hey, we're gonna watch the Pacquiao fight, the Bradley Pacquiao. What's up, buddy? And he's like, huh?
I saw him in Venice Beach. You're right, Venice Beach. He's like the goddamn governor of
course.
Venice Beach,
Yes.
Muscle Beach. I saw him with
Well,
his
the whole
son.
state at one point,
Literally,
yeah.
yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I see him. He's Mr. Venice, besides my uncle. I see him on his bike with a fanny pack on. His son and people are behind him. And I forget who I was with. They go, "Pff, look at Arnold with a fanny pack on." Started making fun of him. I was like, "The fuck did you just say?"
Yeah.
Like that's one guy that gets a clear pass.
He can do anything
He's
he
gonna
wants.
do.
Sure.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
man.
It's like who else decided to be the best at bodybuilding alone is very hard.
Yeah.
Very impossible. To be the best to this day.
Yeah. Then a movie star.
The best action movie star maybe ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Him or The Rock, yeah.
And then
governor.
to run a state. Like
Yeah.
now let's be real.
Yeah.
Hey,
How
guys,
crazy is that?
It's,
Hey, dream
it's
big,
not.
kids. And if he would have said that, I'm like, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah, no way.
I don't know if I've ever
way.
said this on air, but one of the things that was interesting in the conversation was he said they wanted me to do this movie, you know, and I had to play a guy who has a Spanish, like, you know, he has a whole situation with his nanny was Spanish. He said this. He goes, but my scandal came out, so you know. And I go, what did you do in that situation? He goes, just lay low. That's all he said. I was like, okay, moving on. He was so open about sort of, you know.
Yeah. Well, when I was at a muscle and fitness like red carpet event, and he was there and he was taking pictures with everyone, but he wouldn't take a picture alone with just a girl. Because I was standing there like talking to my buddy. Me and him just had a conversation, and I was like, "Oh, cool," you know. And then I'm back talking to I forget who it was, and a girl's like, "Oh, can I get a picture?" And he's like, "Yeah," and he grabs me and goes, "Big man," and I'm like, "Nah." I was like, "Oh no, I'm good, man." He's like, "No." And he grabbed me. I'm like, "What are we doing?" And his assistant was like, "He won't take pictures single with a girl."
That's so interesting.
Yeah. Because you have certain, you know, they can be like, "Oh, look, here's a picture," and he's like, "No, smart move."
Yeah.
You can also get sued.
Then I got hammered and kept going, "Come on, do it! Yeah. Come on, kill me now! Right here! Come on, do it! Do it!" And he kicked me out of the party.
So you spent how long with him?
13 days. He was up in Vancouver with us. Yeah, and then
a dream
a
come
fair
true.
amount since.
Do you enjoy directing or acting better?
I do. I took to directing very well, but I didn't start this project thinking I would direct.
Oh, wow.
But I've learned many things through this process, but people are not as willing to pony up money for a niche mockumentary action film.
Even with
breaking
Arnold
the fourth
Schwarzenegger,
wall.
right?
Even with Arnold,
Even with Arnold.
Yeah, well, Arnold did change the game, but then it becomes a different thing, right? So that idea where I wanted it to be a secret reveal is like, forget it. Anywhere he moves, you promote Arnold, and people know that he's in it. And you know, the budget balloons for certain different aspects that you hadn't considered beforehand, and the way it works with tiers is that every bump up in tier, the crew is getting a bump, right? Because of the union penalties and stuff like that. So it became a bigger thing than I had expected, but I'm glad it did because I just learned that much more, and that the substantial risk, I think really forced me to focus and not dick around as I maybe would under if I'm like, it's a throwaway movie with me and my friends. I'm not maybe going to take it seriously.
Animal.
I'm storyboarding. I'm breaking down shots. You know, I'm doing shot lists.
Taran cast me in a musical. I don't know if you know this, but I did it. I sang in Taran's musical.
I Want to Know What Love Is.
I want to know what love is, and I had to play that.
Because you were
I want to
evil,
know. Man, when I tried to sing
warlord.
like Foreigner, you realize how good that guy's voice is. Where I was like, oh, I can't come close to this. I had to play this guy. I want to know what love is. And
when's the movie come out?
When did we do that?
You can get it Ultra VOD September 22nd, and then in theaters October 20th.
Dude, that was 9 years ago.
Cities.
Stella wasn't even born.
Yes.
Holy shit.
I know.
That's so crazy.
I know. I still remember coming. I mean, that Joker stuff, those game nights happened at your Venice place on the walk.
Damn right they
Street.
did.
Yeah.
How much fun were those?
So fun.
God, you guys should remember all those old times and talk about it.
We're going to write a children's book about it. It's
what we
called
should do.
Cocaine and Dicks.
So remember that lunch?
No. That lunch.
Do you remember that time we went to lunch and we're...
How about when you came over?
We're in here like this?
Taran came over to work out.
Yeah,
remember?
a couple times.
And like, I want to work out.
Good,
I only have an hour. I was like, you're going to give me 10 minutes. We'll do a little CrossFit.
Yeah.
I think you threw up in the alleyway.
100%. My body rejected.
Rejected the
fitness.
6 minutes
He was good. Brian really looked out for me and took good care of me.
I had some guy last night at the Comedy Store. There's a bunch of us there, and this real skinny comic where I just got done doing a set, and I come back and he goes, "Dude, I've been meaning to ask you, like, I'm just wire thin, man. Like, what can I do?" And everyone's around, like, waiting for me to answer. He goes, "What can I do? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I eat right, I do protein." I look down at steroids.
And it's true.
But I didn't smile. I went, "Steroids."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, right." Can you imagine? I go, No, literally, with your body type, probably do steroids. I was like, have a good night, man. Yeah. Rogan's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, what do you want me to say? What, are we going to break down a goddamn diet, workout regimen for him? What do you want me to do?
It ain't happening.
Yeah.
It ain't happening. Yeah,
but probably like high caloric lean proteins and muscle mass building.
As you're writing shit
down.
You're all,
just, you know.
What would you say?
We know the carb thing. Like that's like, you know, whatever. That's lady diet. But I'm talking like you bulk up. You want 8,000 pounds of calories of chicken, raw chicken.
I want to be big
and then
as
just
fuck.
fava beans. Yeah. Just broiled fava beans into a shake.
Six
not
cups
if I'm
of fava
close.
beans.
I see when they ask me how to put on muscle, I go, how do I get razor thin. Like how the fuck
he walks up to
would
me when we're at parties. He goes, "I'm enormous." He's like, he's self-conscious about being enormous. I'm a giant man right now.
How much is it genetics with you though? Substantially, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
He's strong among UFC
Well, he's your
fighters.
friend. So
Among UFC,
he's also a human being.
He's
goddamn human.
Skrilla. He's a murdering. He's a murderer gorilla.
He has a heart.
Yeah,
I'm like Reek
if
from
I
Game of
if I
Thrones.
open up with him and everything I know, and you know I know a lot, I'd have a hard time. I would have to meet him with everything I've got.
Full.
Go for the throat first.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Punch through the neck.
Hey, do you
with him?
Yeah.
With your movie
For
coming
sure.
out,
Yes.
like what? Like this day and age, it changes so much. Like what would make it successful? You know, it's like just getting it completed successful, not save that somewhere else.
No, it's interesting because it's a different distribution process. I wouldn't have known anyway, but Saban Films, who's our distributor, has been amazing. They came on board before we even shot anything. It was called a backstop deal. They said, we'll buy it. We want the rights up front. And the way they do things is they're trying to get more into digital streaming and putting things out there. So Ultra VOD for a month before it's in theaters at an escalated price, you can rent the movie. You can't buy it to own.
Rent where?
Anything, iTunes, Amazon, and so they have a Shot Caller just came out. Do you know that movie, Nikolai Coster-Waldau, prison movie? That's theirs, and they're very excited because it was a big success, and it went Ultra VOD. It went DOD.
It looks like a good
first.
movie. It's from the guy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
That looks
Jamie
like a
Lannister.
good movie. Yeah.
So that's what they're saying, and then it changes their theatrical strategy because normally for a little boutique select cities small budget film like this, you'd want a per screen average of 10,000. Like that's wow, great. We need to go wider. But because of the streaming element of it, depending on how successful that is, how many people download it there, it lowers the expectation for it where people have had access to it for a month.
Yeah.
So once it comes out, if it does 3,000 to 5,000, then it's like that's still
this
really
business
successful.
is changing at the
It
speed
is.
of
It's
fucking
fascinating.
Digital, man. Everyone wants
Yes.
it. You know, Netflix
Now.
and Amazon and Hulu. Like you want it there.
Well, Narcos
Exactly.
is out now, and I'm obsessed, and you can watch the whole series right in one shot.
Sorry?
Narcos.
Yeah, it's on
that's
Netflix,
been
Brian. It's
around.
2017.
This is like-
No, the third season.
yeah, no
Third-
shit.
Yeah, great.
No, I'm just saying that
That's not
everything's
new,
changed.
though.
That you can watch. You can watch everything in one shot.
Hey, old man, take a back seat, huh?
Did you remember your password finally? Is that what
you guys are talking about
like
streaming.
there's a show
He's like, this is crazy.
Like,
There's this new show, Narcos. Listen,
No, I was trying to jump on the bandwagon.
You
about how
don't need the
business is
envelope
changing.
anymore.
you know,
I literally have to like return my 3 envelopes.
Yeah, my VHS. The thing about it is, anyway, I gotta get
reference
prepared.
Narcos.
The point is,
no shit, Brian.
the point I gotta wait for it to come out. No, I'm saying, but you know,
No, but
everything's
binge watching.
Everything's
You can
streaming.
binge watch it.
Yeah.
You can binge watch your whole movie.
Yeah, you can binge the movie.
I won't watch it 15 minutes
Don't do it
in
in
a
breaks.
spot
Yeah.
the way I do in
But it
most
would,
movies.
it would change the dynamics because if I have access to it at home, I'm not going to go to the
Yes.
theaters.
Right. Well, or do you enjoy it so much you want to take friends? Because it's definitely and this will be the last sell that I do on the program, but it's a great movie to see with a group of friends in a crowded audience late at night. It's a fun one.
But to your point, they have to at least assume there's going to be some lower numbers because if digital, it kills it. Everyone's like,
Sure.
dude, this movie's amazing.
Yeah.
But I've seen it.
Totally.
Obviously, there's going to be some sort of downfall.
Exactly.
And that's why he said.
There's also the different generations, the different way people consume.
What about
there's still
overseas?
a theater going audience. but
Arnold Schwarzenegger in China is geeky.
That's its own thing.
As in huge.
Throw it in your face,
Huge.
blind you with it,
Blind.
blind
don't
you with
no,
it.
like
throw
that's-
jizz in my face.
No,
I'm rallying the
it's
dice, bro.
It's
He
his
mocked
success
through
juice.
jizz
He
in
won.
my face.
He succeeded. Now he
Scoreboard.
gets some of his juice.
His finger touched my upper
Scoreboard.
lip.
Scoreboard. No, but it's like this. He's making money.
Stop doing
You know
that.
what I mean? No, he's giving you the money
I
juice.
don't want it.
Say ah.
No, I don't want it in my face or my mouth. It's not
Two
Santa.
daddies. Come on, two daddies.
Two daddy.
Oh, God.
One daddy takes the money juice from the other daddy.
No.
You drink down the money juice from the other daddy.
No. Your eyes are doing that weird mood thing
Well,
again.
obviously, he just learned about Narcos. He's not going to know that when there's two daddies, one daddy drinks down the money juice from the other daddy.
I don't know, man. You keep saying
I
that.
don't want to give my money juice anymore. I don't want daddy to have my money juice.
The movie's called One Daddy Gives His Juice to the Other.
It's a porno.
As parentheses, killing Gunther. So that's what are you doing after this now? As in
Today?
No, as in with your career.
What do you think about hanging out with the two daddies?
I'm about to go shop a show, as they say.
So perfect.
Me and Bill Lawrence. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, we call him
Bill
Graybeard.
Lawrence.
Bill Lawrence, yeah, who's very good to me. He cast me in a
Bill
pilot
Lawrence.
that led me to meeting my wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
back in the
Bill
day.
Lawrence.
Yeah, me too.
What do I know him from?
so Bill Lawrence did a little show called Scrubs.
Spin City before
Spin
that.
City.
Oh, wow.
Cougar Town afterwards.
Bill Lawrence is a 6'3" handsome as shit.
Eternal boyish.
Handsome as shit, blue blood. He looks like an all-American lacrosse player.
Yeah, yeah.
And by the way, he can also
brilliant.
write on a high level and
Yes.
create shows. And his shows go for as long as he wants them to. Cougar Town,
Yeah.
Spin City. I mean,
you
he's
guys just went over
unbelievable.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
a decent human being, too.
and a
really
great guy, funny as shit,
Yes.
and really cool when you're in the room
So
auditioning
nice.
for him.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, me too.
He's married to Krista, who, again, I knew Krista when she was an actress and she was on that show. It's so
Yeah,
interesting.
that's
Fucking
funny.
So you're
lifetime
pitching a show with him.
Gonna pitch a show with him, and then I'm flying to Atlanta this afternoon to start a Kevin Hart movie.
Oh,
You
nice.
tell Kevin Hart.
Okay.
Daddy says hi.
I will.
Daddy says
Okay.
hi. Daddy number 2 says hi.
Daddy number two. We'll make a little video for Kevin.
Daddy
Great.
2.
Make a little Kevin video. I want to get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
In fact, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You're going to tell him to come on the podcast. So
Okay.
you won't do the movie.
All right.
All right?
It feels like it shouldn't be my
Why?
responsibility, but
You just do it. You do it.
well, I'm
I
there.
put you on this podcast, and you promised me that you would then
Deliver Kevin Hart?
Kevin
he
and
doesn't owe
Arnold.
me any favors. If anything,
No.
the good faith is flowing in his direction.
Yep.
So if he asks something of me,
But
then
you should
I'm,
use your white privilege.
Okay. I feel like that's too much. Okay.
Anyway,
well,
that was my Joker bit. Anyway, that's how the Joker became the Joker.
Well, that's what happened.
So that's it, and then just moved back to California.
Are you psyched to be back?
Very.
Yeah.
New York always felt temporary to me.
Yeah, I know it did.
Yeah.
We got to
Yeah.
spend a little more time together. Let's get the
Out
kids
there.
together.
I will say, like, the second I could step off of Manhattan and explore the surrounding area, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is where I would want to hang and stay. Like, Connecticut is beautiful.
New York
and upstate
24/7 is exhausting, man.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
on New York. Like when we go there, we do shows there. I have shows there. It's
Yeah.
just,
You're ready to come home.
it's so much, man. I mean, I need green. I need oceans. I need.
Same. Yeah, same. Just the space. And I think it's just whatever you're used to. Because the LA versus New York culture of it all, like the energy, the people, I call BS on that a little bit because
Yeah.
I think that there's both in both
You can
places.
find it where you're looking at.
Exactly.
But there isn't as much Jesus in New York, and I think you probably want to start talking about Jesus.
I'm glad you brought that
yeah.
up, Brian.
your heart.
Okay.
And that's why we bring you in.
Sure. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
There's
Jesus
Jesus,
is another comedian or
Nope.
MMA?
No, I'm talking about our
was
Lord.
Jesus in McGregor's corner?
No.
Did he see it?
Yes,
He's
he
your
was.
savior.
Until the 10th
Is
round.
it we-
Until the 10th round. The Lord.
What did that Mexican line mean?
He said, you fight like a Mexican, meaning Mexicans don't really move back, or they'll come straight in and fight you in a phone booth. That's a macho way of fighting, right?
Okay.
So they'll just come, and he had his hands up, and he kind of walked McGregor down. That
Yeah.
would be a Mexican style, whereas Floyd usually fights on his back foot, where he's very elusive and hard to hit, right?
Oh, okay.
That would be considered... I've heard boxing aficionados say that would be considered in the Mexican culture to be that elusive, to be a little bit unmacho, a little bit unmanly. In fact, yeah, you can slip and move around, move away from my punches, but you're a pussy. I'm going to stand in front of
It's
you.
like a black guy being slow.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah. Isn't that true though? I mean, there's that different culture, how
that's-
cultures inform your fighting style.
For sure.
That fight was fascinating because I don't follow or know or am educated.
But you watched
in
it.
But we watched it.
There you go. That's why it's
Yeah.
the
How
biggest of all time.
Yeah,
He's
crazy,
so
right?
entertaining. They both are, but especially Connor.
You got a Rams hat on.
I do.
You're an actual fan.
I have
or no?
Rams season tickets at home.
What?
Yeah,
God
yeah.
bless you. To the Home Depot Center, where the hell it is?
We're at Coliseum. No, Chargers are down in
that's
Carson.
right.
Yeah. I love football. It's probably my favorite sport, and have been following it since on my own since my late teens and doing fantasy football. And LA hasn't had a team for so long that I said the second we get a team again, I'm going all in. So
And you're all in. Brian,
all
why don't you
in.
go grab two Cokes while we talk football?
Guys, I
Yeah.
want to be part of this too.
Why don't you bulldog your nuts while we talk football?
Why would I do that in the corner? That's so weird. Pushing my nuts.
I feel in maybe it's just the friends I have, but God, I mean, Rogan, you, D'Elia, no one in entertainment really watches football.
I used to watch football so much that I had the DirecTV.
I remember watching the New York
I had the
Giants
DirecTV,
game at your
I had the
house.
DirecTV football package.
What happened?
Yeah.
I was so obsessed for probably 10 years. I mean, to the point where Sundays I never got off the couch. And
Kids?
I don't know what happened, man.
Kids?
You want to know the truth? Not
Sure.
to be a bitch about it, but I think once I started reading about the head trauma,
No, because I've known you for
know,
5 or
man.
6 years.
Yeah.
You weren't into football then,
it was around that. I don't
and
know.
head trauma just got
I think I
hot
got-
like 2
You know
years
what it is?
ago.
I missed one season. I got busy. I missed one season,
then
and,
you didn't
I
get
just
back
never
into
went
it?
back in.
But you've in your team,
I've kept up.
well, because
Yeah.
you were born in Culver.
I was born in Culver City, here, local kid, and I was really into the Raiders. Marcus Allen, Bo Jackson,
When they were
Howard
the LA
Long,
Raiders.
When they were LA,
See, I wish we got the Raiders and the Chargers and Rams kicked rocks. The
Yeah.
Raiders are good.
Yeah.
And they're from here.
Well, see, I mean, the Rams, it's pretty rough, right? Last season was rough.
That quarterback's Goff is
But
awful.
if you, it's
He's not
really a
the
shame.
answer.
I don't think he is.
and I've heard from people around
That know,
the organization are like,
it's just when in hearing him talk, you know what I mean? It's just
You don't
that
have
sort
the
of
swagger.
sweet, like you're like, oh really? You know, it's that sort of like, you think should I want to do what's good?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh,
You don't have it. Yeah.
No, it's tough. It's tough to watch. I like Mannion. I think Mannion is serviceable.
Sure.
Really. But it's rough. But if they came to LA and they started winning right away, no way you can call yourself a fan, because LA is tough. It's a tough sports town to be a fan in, you know?
One of the
Even
toughest.
Lakers. Yeah. And it's been heartbreaking. I went to the 2 first preseason games here.
damn, you're a
and
big fan. You went to a
I'm in.
preseason
I
game?
went- yeah. I love it. It's fun. I got to bring my daughters to the last one. You know, they couldn't hang the whole game, but I got to experience that, and just
So cool.
being in that stadium is beautiful. I mean, it's huge. You know?
Coliseum?
Yeah. It's just huge open space. Like,
You know what the other thing
old
that hurt
school
that's going to hurt the
football
Rams?
arena.
The
Yeah.
other thing that's going to hurt the Rams is they're not going to be very good. They're just not.
Sure.
But SC and UCLA are, they have 2 stud quarterbacks, so they're
that
kind of the top.
UCLA was
UCLA and SC
awesome.
I heard they
game.
came
You watch
back from
that?
a
Texas
47
It was
35,
crazy.
35 points, second
Yeah.
biggest comeback
It's
ever.
crazy. In
So,
the third.
so when college is killing it, it's
Yeah.
tough if your pro team sucks.
I mean,
And
certainly.
the Chargers, it's like,
I take it. I make it about me, and I go like, great. I like all these statistics. I like these circumstances because I can finally take ownership of the team I've wanted for so long. And if they win immediately, if they don't, if you don't have your Cubs, Red Sox dry spell, you know what I mean? You're not going to feel that same ownership and that same euphoria when and if the wins start coming. You know?
do you see what Phillip Rivers did?
No.
So he has 7 or 8 kids, I think. He
does?
And it's in North San Diego. And he refused to move them to LA. So he had this giant car built. He put 200,000
Of Legos.
Yeah, of Legos, of pure Legos.
He built it out of Legos.
Out of Legos
It's
and
2
candy.
lanes wide.
Yeah, he's gonna die. But he had $200,000, basically like first class plane seats in this car, and it has a huge screen on it. So they say it's gonna take him an hour and a half to get to practice.
Yeah,
he's
by
still
the
gonna
way-
live in San Diego, but he can watch film on the way.
So interesting.
By the way, they're in Carson. You may as well be in San Diego.
Yeah,
Where is Carson?
Exactly.
yeah. It's not L.A.
No.
Yeah.
Have you ever been? Did you ever go to a Galaxy game or anything?
Yes.
The Home
Went to
Depot
Gal-
Center
yeah,
is
right there.
We
Yeah.
actually flipped the coin.
That's where it is.
You know.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
And my brother-in-law, who's a diehard soccer fan, Swedish, and had a full ride to William, married D1 soccer player, but a fanatic about soccer. And I said, I'll get you on the field. You ever want to come down to the Galaxy game? My brother-in-law goes, I really appreciate that, but the level of soccer that is played there is hard for me to watch.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, all right.
We bought season tickets the Beckham year when he came in. Like
That's how they
suited up
get
for
you.
half of them.
That's how they
just
get
sat
you.
in a suit.
He just kind of just
in the luxury
stares.
box.
Yeah.
And you're like,
He goes, doing great.
Yeah. They asked Ronaldo how his career's going to end. He goes, I don't know. Probably when I'm older, I'll probably head over to L.A., get the big money, and just stand in the corner and watch the ball go by.
Boom.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Like they take like the huge stars over there when they're on the back nine. They're like, look, it's Gerard
What
or
a
freaking
life!
Ronaldo.
What a fucking! It's hard for me to imagine a better time than being a European soccer star.
Sure.
That's got to be a
They
good
just
time.
play a lot. They're scheduled. They're
Crazy.
nonstop.
Yeah.
That's the
Traveling,
only downside.
playing, yeah.
That's how they get those abs.
All right, man. What?
How long can you do current events? You gotta get going.
No, I can do current events.
Let's do some
Let's
current
talk about
events with Taran Killam.
Yeah.
Come on.
I gotta
like
piss hard though.
Piss
Oh.
hard.
Thanks, man.
Go piss like a donkey. Go piss like... This has been a disaster so far.
I apologize. I'm
Way
sorry.
to go.
I broke your show.
Way to go. Yay!
Honey.
Kim and Kanye, third baby due in January.
This wasn't even a current event. but
I was
guess
born
it
in
is.
January. Yay!
What do you got, Chin?
Well, I guess since you guys are making noise about this, Kim and Kanye's third baby is due in January.
Yes!
This is not part.
I'm so
Taran,
excited for
take it
that.
easy.
All right, here's the current event.
Take it easy.
Love babies. I love love.
All right. Have you met Kanye?
I did, yes.
You spent any time with him?
Not a ton, no.
He was on SNL, right?
You were on, and I were on How I Met Your Mother. I think when Kim Kardashian was guesting. Were you there that day?
I don't know.
Because she did a guest star when I was doing it, and I don't know.
I didn't remember that. I remember the Britney Spears one. That was a big deal when
Yeah.
Britney Spears was guest star for a
I
week.
wasn't there.
Oh.
Or maybe I was. I don't know. I've done so much that I
Kim
forget.
Kardashian was on How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, she
Oh,
did.
wow.
She did an episode. And I remember looking at her going.
As what, B?
I don't remember. She was on the same episode I was on.
Funny.
She
I remember,
just did
I remember
like
looking
a
at her
cameo?
going. Yeah, I remember looking at her, and I didn't really even recognize. I was like, I was seeing her from the side, and then I was like, oh, that's cool.
How long ago was it?
Funny.
Last time I did, probably the last episode I ever did of SNL. I mean, How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
I don't know. Chin, look it up.
Because was she like Kim Kardashian then?
Yeah, so my dressing room is here, and her dressing room is here, and it said Kim
funny.
Kardashian. I was like, oh, that's weird. All right. It's kind of interesting.
Yep, it pops up.
Yeah.
2009.
Whoa.
Fuck, that was a long time ago.
And
So she
Montauk?
wasn't
Hey.
that big yet, right?
Just had to drop by here to read this magazine
I love Jason.
in that room over there.
I get it.
How long is this, Jen?
1 minute.
A problem, buddy. You came all the way over here to read a magazine. I'm willing to bet that there is a place to read a magazine at work. You know, a room with a little man.
Acting is effortless for your wife.
Magazine in the bathroom that you all share with them.
You made a brave step today.
Oh, so she plays in a
Remember what
magazine.
Shakespeare
Oh.
Virtue is bold, and goodness.
God, she's an amazing actor.
You're right. A super hot lady who my wife keeps telling me why you're famous, but I keep forgetting. Let's do this.
So they make fun of her there.
All right, small part. Either way. What's
There are
this?
It's the current event, Jen.
All
All
right,
right.
so
Only
this
small actors.
All right, Taran.
Like of height. Because
Oh,
I'm over
gotcha.
6 foot.
I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
I'm also tall,
So-
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of set 6 foot.
That's kind of the standard.
I don't know. I'm not.
For
I
a
don't have a
tall actor.
measuring
Otherwise
tape. I don't have a measuring tape right now. I know I'm tall. By
You're
what
not 6
standard?
foot.
Not.
I
yeah.
don't know,
Feels
guys. I'm not.
significantly less than-
I'm what?
Feels significantly less
I'm
than
not
6
trying.
feet.
You keep trying to compete with me, and it.
No, I don't need to.
It's not. That's condescending too.
No,
That's
no.
competitive too.
I'm just talking about just from a pure objective stat standpoint.
Yeah.
I win.
See, I'm not looking. I don't.
Hey,
wanna enter this.
listen. I'm saying you were very kind to me. You looked out for me. I learned a lot from you.
Yeah.
But now I've surpassed you.
See,
No, I've
That's all
outgrown
I'm
you
saying.
no,
philosophically and physically. I have outgrown
not-
you.
that's not cool to say that. You're on my podcast that I own. All right,
What is this, Jen?
own my podcast.
This
What do you
lady,
own? I own a
she was
podcast.
at a beauty store shoplifting, so the cops caught her here, obviously. And then when they put her back in the patrol car, she somehow wiggled her way outside of the handcuffs.
She's a badass.
Whoa.
And they made her way
Jumps
to
in
the
the
front.
front?
Jumps to the front. In this county, they don't have those plexiglass windows that block
Where
them.
is this? Wyoming or some shit?
Texas.
Yeah, she's taking her time getting in front though.
And then you can see them.
God dang.
God dang it.
Oh, God dang.
She must have wanted to really get the hell out of there.
She did.
Well, that is unfortunate.
And they
this is
ended
her
up catching
view.
her?
This is her view right here.
Whoa.
Oh, no, never mind.
That's her.
That would be
Whoa.
scary.
Yeah, this is her view. This is her view.
What did she do?
So
She just shoplifted at a
she's
beauty
on
store.
something. She's like, what is the end game here, right?
Yeah, this never works out, does it?
Spiky spikes.
Spiky spikers.
Well, they tried.
And did they pull him?
They do get her.
I'd say she's going to be in big trouble here.
Yeah.
So this is...
It's not going to work out for you.
And
How's
she's
this end,
here it
Jim?
is, right here.
Oh, she spins out?
So she spins out, yeah.
It's flips. Yep. Yes. Oh, didn't flip.
Oh, no.
Didn't flip. Oof.
But in the end, they actually got her. It's over.
The cops are going to treat you like shit because they're actually going to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have to smash the window?
They would have shot her if she started driving because it's assault with a deadly weapon. Nobody wants to shoot anybody, but god dang.
Dang.
That's a badass woman.
It is.
That's impressive. Slip out of cuffs. You steal beauty supplies.
Do you know? Yeah. What did she take?
I have no idea.
Pack of
They're just beauty
Skittles.
supplies.
Kind of my type.
Is anyone else turned on?
Like I just
You and I are
balls.
just
Brian,
bad
you aroused? No, I was saying, girl who drives like that. She had makeup on.
100 mile an hour. Dang. I brought my motorcycle out here. I was riding last night, and I got up to 85, which like is not that fast, but you feel your body pushed off of the bike. And that's
Scary, die.
It's crazy.
What else you got, Chin?
Don't drive your motorcycle.
Mickey Rourke.
Oh,
he
boy.
says he's in talk with Golden Boy Promotions about doing a boxing match.
That makes me sad.
At 64.
And the guy he wants to fight is 12-12 from Oklahoma.
Well, we know the last one was staged, huh?
So check this out, though.
De La
So it was,
Hoya.
right? It seemed like it was staged. He says he's talking to the CSAC, the commissioner, and the commissioner said that because of the last fight looked legit, he would greenlight this fight.
That's so
How
disappointing.
random is that?
It's such a shit show.
know.
At least he hasn't had any
More
work
good
done on
news.
his face.
Oh boy.
Is that what he looks like right now, or he looks different?
No,
right
that's I don't know what that's from.
There are pictures where Mickey looks certainly very.
You
Like
can't
he's wearing
recognize
He's wearing a
him.
wig. I don't know what's going on. The whole thing is strange.
now? And this guy, does this guy look familiar to any of you guys over
Yeah,
here?
he does. Yeah. Dad? Yeah, he does look familiar.
So,
Papa?
do you remember a long time ago a show called Jenny Jones, and a dude,
Yeah.
there was
I
like a
don't remember
secret
it.
crush, and then one of the secret crushes
Yeah.
was actually a guy.
And killed him.
Yeah, and some
Wait,
guy,
what?
Yeah.
You don't know this?
No.
So Jenny Jones was a TV host, and I think she was an actress comedian.
Yeah.
So she had a
Maury
show,
Povich kinda
Okay.
thing, yeah.
and they did secret crushes. And then on one secret crush, this guy came in, and they're like, there's someone that wants to date you that known you for a while. Turns out it was a guy. And this guy even told the producers, like, if it's a guy, I don't want to be on the show. They're like, no, it's not. Turned out to be a guy. He ended up killing him because of the embarrassment he had on the show.
Jesus.
Well, he's out now.
Oh boy.
How long ago was that?
This is that was in the mid 90s, like 1993.
I remember this, man. I remember.
Yeah.
it
I don't
very
remember
well.
this.
So,
So this guy's on
tragic.
parole right now.
So he was so embarrassed because it was a dude,
And
he
when-
killed him
Killed him.
that night?
The next day, I think.
Yeah,
it was.
when you see
At
him
the
on
hotel?
the show, he's acting all like he's like.
He's upset.
I had no idea, but he was. Yeah, well, you couldn't tell he was upset. You just could tell he was like embarrassed and kind of like, oh god. And then, he killed him. Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Damn, and he got out.
Got out not that long, actually.
How much time did he do?
Who's good at math here?
Well, when did he go in?
93?
Is that when he went in?
So 10, 14, yeah.
Yeah,
14 years. It's a
It's second
time.
degree murder that
not
we
a
found
short
out.
term.
second degree, not first degree.
Second
No,
degree.
second
Crime of
degree.
passion.
Why is that?
I couldn't figure it out either. So I guess he didn't premeditate it for a long time. It was probably like heat of the
So
moment.
he went
found
there
out.
and beat him to death by accident, or what?
I think he shot him.
Oh dear.
Pretty sure he shot him.
Yeah, when you get a gun and you shoot somebody, that's premeditated. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. Maybe someone could actually look into it. But
What else you got, Jen?
moving on from that, you guys read this, right? The Boston Red Sox use Apple Watches.
I saw it today
to
on
steal
ESPN.
signs.
What's going on here?
So they would have
They're accused of
staffers.
cheating, right?
Yeah. So I don't know much about baseball, but I do know when the catcher does those signs underneath his, his legs, then you're not supposed to see it. The other team's not supposed to see it. So the other team had their Red Sox staffers on the other side or watching on a TV.
Yeah.
Find out what the signals were, and then go on their iPhones. Oh no, sorry, their iWatches, whatever, and then
Send
it
to
to
the
the
manager?
dugout.
Oh, wow.
Send it to the dugout. So they
That's
would
pretty
figure
shady.
all these things out. And apparently, the investigators for the MLB said they were actually
Those
doing
Boston teams, man. Whatever it takes to win.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't always do that. That technology's been around a long time. They used to have lip readers. That's why you cover your mouth. That's why coaches cover their mouth like that. 'cause they-
Clipboard on the sideline.
yeah.
I mean,
So, Goldberg said he used to read lips. Like he'd be, in the defense and watch them, and he'd be looking to see what the hell they
Read
were saying.
lips?
Wow.
Yeah. So when they were huddled, and he was in defense playing nose guard, he'd be watching the quarterback, see what he was saying. You can get to a point where you can do that. Tough, huh?
I feel like you're taking
What do
yourself
you know? You didn't
mentally
play
out of the
football.
game. I feel like you're focusing on the wrong thing. Man.
All right, you guys, this is not a...
Read the list of the
It's not against you. It's against your dumb friend Goldberg.
Hey, bro.
No, we love you. You're our bro.
All right, but don't...
It's Goldberg.
No,
who's
don't
the
go bad on...
piece of shit.
No, he's my buddy. You don't say that.
The dummy. What are their lips saying? You're looking at their lips.
You're being...
You look at the hips. You square up, and you look at the hips, shoulder to shoulder.
Holy shit!
And you get down. You get down tight core.
God,
you get in there,
dude. You're
Look at the goddamn lips.
You're aggressive as shit.
No, we like you. Your
Karen's an
stupid
athlete.
friend Goldberg.
You just go bad on Goldberg for no reason. On that piece of
What
shit.
have you
Like, what
got,
the fuck? That's so funny to me. You just go bad on somebody for no reason. Why didn't you hold the door? Because he's a piece of shit and he should die. What?
All right, check this out.
Oh,
cool.
This is in Georgia.
Oh, no.
That's terrifying.
man.
Yeah, there's a tiger on the loose.
Tiger will kill you.
He got
didn't
out
know-
of the zoo, obviously.
They didn't know where it was from.
Sick.
Wow.
So they contacted the
What?
sanctuary, the local sanctuary, that there's a tiger on the loose. We're going to bring him back to you. So they started following the tiger. It jumped into some person's backyard and attacked their dog. So they had to shoot it.
That's so stupid. You mean tiger doing tiger shit, man?
Yeah, but
In the middle
Tiger
of
sure
nowhere,
put him
though.
to sleep.
The
and
tiger
came to
grabs
the
a hold of
sanctuary.
anybody, they're dead. So
Oh, no way,
scary.
really?
that
Hey,
grab-
Captain Obvious. Hey, let's just go over Brian's
And
pat-
Brian,
gotta
that's
shoot him.
probably
Hold on.
because of the claws, correct?
Let's just
Now,
go.
do you think it's mostly from the very razor-like sharp teeth, or
it's-
from their giant tiger
it's because
claws?
they have venomous tails. Like, I don't know that about
Hey,
dogs,
let's
but I
just
know-
go over your past two comments. You know, Goldberg says he would read the lips of the quarterback
From the
and
huddle.
figure out the plays from
It's
the
a
huddle.
circle.
Oh, wow. It's weird because they're covered by the biggest men in the world, so you can't see them.
You don't know.
And then, tigers, if they get a hold of you, they will do damage.
They're man-eating animals.
Is it there's razor
Yeah,
sharp claws?
we've seen The Jungle Book, that kids movie.
Oh, Jin, bring up.
You know, a lot of people don't know this, but tigers are actually very
Bring up tiger
dangerous.
kills
I'm
dog.
glad he's off the streets. I didn't want
I'll
to
show
say
you the one.
anything.
I'll show
Those
you the
things
one.
are
You know,
pretty
when
dangerous.
tigers aren't promoting cereal, they can be pretty dangerous.
Hold on. Oh yeah, the one leopard attacks and kills dog on camera. Down that one. Watch this.
This one?
Yeah, watch the dog. Watch this.
Oh, boy.
This is so wild though.
Oh, it's only 33 seconds.
Yeah, it's so interesting though. Like how fast this goes. Look at that thing.
So it's creeping up to... Oh, wow.
That was mean. Sorry, I made you see that, but look at how fast that is. See you later. That's your dog. That's what they do to dogs. That's
was
a leopard.
bad.
Not tigre. Tigre will take you out.
Yeah,
A tiger.
Tiger and
So
Bunny.
if you're dressed in a dog suit,
Tiger and Bunny. The,
so yeah, they'll leave you alone. But if you're
1980s
dressed in
female
a,
R&B
if you're in a
group.
dog suit, a tiger will kill you with their tail.
Really, I did not know that.
Yeah. So what they do is they wrap their tail around you and then they sting you at the end of it in your
I
face,
see, I
and then
see.
you die of venom.
Yeah,
Very
little
good
known
to
facts about
Then
tigers.
they swallow you
What
whole.
else you got, Chin?
They are in fact deadly from their poisonous stinger, tiger tail.
Wait a minute.
This is just a funny headline. I don't know. There's not much to this story. Mike Tyson says that LeBron James blocked his view at Mayweather McGregor.
Well, he's huge, so yeah, that would
Yeah.
suck to sit behind him.
You see, I had to watch like these ceiling TVs that were tiny, but those are the ones that were available, so he couldn't watch the fight live because of LeBron.
Should have bit him.
And look at
Should have bit his ear off.
Bite him. Get him out of the way.
I like how LeBron came in a suit. There's
And
guys
sunglasses.
in tuxedos at that fight. There's
Yeah.
suits. It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to see over him.
Yeah.
Mike is not big either.
He's wide though. He's real thick, guys. Now Mike is
Dense.
it's also deadly.
You want to give us a little known fact about Mike? You know, Mike could punch pretty well.
He gets hold of you. He put his fist through your phone.
You know, Mike would fight in rhythmic circles, and if you could block every third punch and wait for your power boost to charge up, you would actually get Mac to knock him out.
Your power boost.
You would wait for your green shorts to turn purple.
My
and
buddy-
then you could
my buddy's-
actually knock Mike Tyson out.
My buddy described an experience with a girl. He goes, "She's cool, man." I go, "Why?" She goes, "I'd pick her up on her lunch break, and she'd just gobble my power source, and I just drop her back off." And I was like, "Oh God,
Gobble my
All
power
right, man.
source.
All right,
God,
dude, don't say
what's wrong with
that.
power
You're old, and
source?
she's
Oh, my-
young, and
Yeah.
it's just you don't say
He was an
gobble
older guy
my-
and
And
said,
by the way,
power
you're
source?
also not a Power Ranger.
Yeah, the power source.
Gobble
Oh,
my-
no!
Gobbled my power
She
source.
gobbled my power source.
Like, God damn it. I was just like, God damn it. Don't talk
How
about
old
that
is he?
stuff. Old enough.
It's a bum.
Old enough to know better.
It's a bum.
Like my age.
Yeah. What else you got, Chin?
The white rapper, half white, half black rapper that you talked about.
The guy
sings
who
about
looks-
suicide.
Yeah.
I guess after he's saying it on the VMAs, the suicide prevention hotline, their calls went up by 50%.
Logic.
However, the song is the number, so I'm guessing they're just calling the number because they're curious.
Oh, so increased suicide prevention. So just
like
their
traffic went up?
Yeah, their traffic. People are
So
like,
a kid that
hello?
really needs
Can I
help
talk to
is like,
Logic? They're like, God,
There are
no,
unusually long wait times.
Yeah. No.
We like you. Hang in there.
Please don't hang up.
Hey, ever been to Disneyland?
What the fuck, man? I'm not killing myself. We get that.
But the director said, yeah, a lot of calls went up, and it's great for awareness. So
Oh, it's a good thing.
yeah,
That means the song's working, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Kind of.
That's cool. Do you guys
Not
know
saying
the Sudanese rapper Bangs?
Yes.
Who?
He was a child of war, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And escaped, yes.
Yeah.
What about him?
He's really cool.
And well, he's got a hit called "Let Me Take You to the Movies." Do you know that one?
put
Please
that
bring
on.
that up, Chin.
It's
his name
pretty
is
great.
Bang.
I like
Bangs.
him. He did a TED
Bangs.
talk that I saw.
Did he?
Yeah, it was really good.
Well, there's the A Long Way Gone. You know that author,
Yes.
A Long Way Gone, a memoir of a
Well, how do you spell his
soldier.
name?
Yeah, I lived it.
Bangs, maybe with a Z, and then Take You to the Movies.
Take You to the Movies.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, take you to
Dumb
dumb movies.
movies.
That
Sorry, I
makes
apologize.
sense. That's rap lingo.
That's egg on my face.
Dumb movies.
Not that one. Yeah.
Your boy
Take Me
Bangs.
Shopping.
My daughter got mad at me yesterday and asked me why I wasn't more like Jimmy Fallon. And then she said he's much better
bummer.
looking than I am. And she told me my teeth are crooked and yellow.
Oh dear.
And yeah,
Sounds like things are
she
going
said
well.
she's going to marry him someday, and she's 9.
Still is a Fallon fan.
Yeah,
So they don't have the
Where
movies.
did it go?
right.
Is there just
Maybe try that.
Try the lyric?
go to his first one, maybe.
Yeah, maybe with lyrics. Oh yeah.
Yeah, your boy Banks. And this track is dedicated to all the ladies out there who like to go to the movies, especially you, girl. Let me take you to the movie, shorty. I'm sure later on you will be my baby. Let's sit down and just be by my side. I got the popcorn.
I know what else you like.
This is not the guy that did the.
This is not.
This is the TED Talk guy, Brian.
This is certainly not the TED Talk guy.
Can't
This-
be.
I knew it
There was
was
a guy who did.
I fucking knew it was.
Yeah, this guy's-
when Brian said this. When you
I mean,
said this
don't
guy
get me wrong.
raps, and Brian said he saw the TED Talk.
Well, this guy's
I
brilliant.
couldn't wait for this to
Yeah.
drop because you guys were so off.
Yeah, he's taking it to the movie, so it's very.
Can you imagine this guy doing a TED
Talking
Talk?
about popcorn.
Now hold my hand and take a step to the door. Be careful, don't fall. Let's sit on those 2 chairs alone, watching a movie so we can see what's going on. If you don't like to watch, you can lean on my chest, take a rest, and do your best.
This is amazing. So he's talking about taking her to the movies,
movies.
and eating popcorn, and they're watching what's on the
Be
screen.
shorty, I'm sure that later on you will be my baby.
Oh, you like this, Jim?
All right,
Just
Terry.
be by my side.
right,
I got
I'm
the
gonna ask him to
popcorn. I
stop
know what else you like.
Okay.
I'm just saying I know good rap too.
I don't know.
I know good rap too.
Yeah, and everybody has their taste.
It's your
Karen.
boy Banks.
Not mine. But anyway.
No, it's your boy Banks.
Nope. I don't want to.
And he said especially you.
No.
At the beginning.
He didn't
He said,
say-
hey girls, and then especially you.
No.
But that's for you.
No, I don't want it.
You, Brian Callen.
No, I don't want it.
It's yours.
Nope.
From Banks.
I don't. Nope. I don't want
You're
it.
going to insult his culture.
I'm not insulting his culture.
though,
You
you're
can't put that on me.
Insulting the Sudanese
I
nation.
am not insulting the Sudanese nation. I don't think they should be in the business, but I'm just saying.
This guy's traveled the world. What do you mean?
You can't prove that.
He raps in front of a Ferrari and Paris.
Okay, that's not.
When have you ever rapped in front of a Ferrari and Paris and the Paris skyline?
I haven't, but it doesn't make him
They
valid.
obviously had to elevate some sort of platform
No.
in front of the Seine.
No,
the
that's
river
not
in
how
Paris.
they did that
Yes,
shot.
no, look at he got big money.
No,
he
that's
makes
all,
big money.
No, that's trick
Big
photography,
money.
and it's
no,
imposed.
look,
Superimposed.
he can phase into different shapes and
No,
sizes.
no, that's not.
He's like a
that's-
Marvel superhero,
No,
similar to
Chin, take this off
to
right
Ant-Man
now.
or
Take it
Giant
off.
Man.
It's just too painful. And
look, now he's in New York. You like New York?
No, and I hate. I hate
York?
Taryn's commentary on this.
It's the best rap.
No, that ruined the
best
whole
rapper ever.
the
It's the
whole
best rap.
podcast.
It's your
that
man.
ruined.
It's your boy Banks.
Anyway, back to tigers and their tails. All right,
Tigers are deadly.
They are.
You know, if Bangs fought a tiger, the tiger would probably eat Bangs.
Well, no,
even if they were, unless they were at the movies.
In the Sudan, there are tigers not indigenous to Africa, but they will release a tiger from the zoo, and a Sudanese man has to kill it with a boomerang. Okay. Next current event.
That's it.
Is that it, Chin?
There you go.
Just between.
Can you type in "It's my life," whatever I want to do?
I don't think so.
Please do.
It's my life. Yeah, whatever I want to do.
Well.
Right.
How do you know these?
Yeah,
Okay.
right there.
Oh,
Vending
no.
mileage.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
Oh boy, hold on.
This is maybe my favorite YouTube video ever.
11 million views.
Singer, lyrics, music director.
He's a multi-hyphenate.
Hey, are you going to sing?
Yeah, but it's not a song. It's my life.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hold on.
By the way, she's the voice of reason in this whole thing. So much. See, she's like weighing in.
How about that mustache?
You know what I mean? There's, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And real talent, real voice. And her opinions of the song, I'll only make you watch until a shot where like her opinions of the song cannot be hidden.
Oh, look at him.
Now, it's not an actual guitar. It's a synthesized guitar. So that means they took a computer to recreate the sound of an actual guitar.
Okay.
It's a drum fill.
It's my life, whatever I wanna do. It's my life, wherever I wanna go. It's my life, whom I wanna love.
Big themes here.
It's my life, whatever I wanna talk. It's my life, wherever I wanna walk. It's my life, whom I wanna live.
Whoa. Full circle, right? Circle
Yeah,
of life.
yeah,
You
yeah,
love them,
yeah,
you
yeah,
leave
yeah.
them.
No, it's
You live like that. Do you know what people think about?
what's he guy wearing?
Now, sentimental is a different word from mental, but the rhyming syllables are the exact same. Waste fellow, the taste of this fellow.
Oh, here's the
That's where you drop the beat.
The directors.
Drop it.
She don't know I got like real education. My neighbor thinks that I am wasting.
Now he turns it on him, though.
He don't know that
He is wasting his time.
me and she always bother. My father trusts me and treats.
So, better relationship with his dad than his mom.
Yes.
What the hell do you think of yourself?
I always search.
Hey, hell do you think?
How do you think of yourself? It's my favorite. Good, okay.
She's all.
That is my favorite part. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
I'm a very
Boy.
good bad boy.
She doesn't make sense to her, and they couldn't cut around it. Good, bad boy. See, we're messing with tempo
I'm
there.
a daydreamer. I'm a
This
night
is the
worker.
best. Yeah. Sure.
Sure.
Gross.
I'm a brain eater.
Beautiful. Creepy. All right. Good for you. Get that looked at. Admirable. Braggadocious. What? You've lost me. I need to report you. I don't think you are. Okay. Yeah. Uber? Like socks or? Oh dear.
Start a new chapter.
Oh, okay. So, what do you want to convey, everyone?
Oh my god.
Believe only one. If you don't like anyone, live alone. Yes! I fully agree. If you don't like anyone, just live alone. Nah. Everyone.
How does this thing have 11 million views?
I know. Well, because it keeps
there are
building.
1 billion Indian people.
It keeps building, and then watch. After this, after the law, I forgot about the lalas.
Yeah.
But everything we've learned, all the information, all the knowledge, everything he's wanted to convey about himself thus far.
Yeah.
Look at what he leaves us with.
This is so he's okay. So she's waiting now.
She's like, well, she's the
hold
voice of
on.
reason.
What?
Don't believe me. I'm a true liar.
You lied this whole time.
What? Wait.
Anything
He brought me to this place and then dashed my whole
Shattered it.
and idea of reality to the rocks.
It's my favorite.
true
You son of a
liar.
bitch.
I'm a true liar.
True liar.
Wow,
Dang.
at least Lipsika
He's
was
also
the
a
chorus.
kid lover, so
Yeah,
I hope so. I
I'm
hope he is a
kid
true liar.
lover.
That was ridiculous.
This is the best song I've ever heard.
You know what I mean? Or do you want to hear Banks again? Your boy Banks?
No.
See, that was especially for you.
Yeah, but don't. No,
It's your boy Banks.
no.
It's your boy Banks.
You've tortured me enough.
Let me take you to the movie show. How
kinda
long
like
is your
it now.
show?
This
Typically 40 minutes.
Okay.
great, just
I
great.
broke it. I fully broke it.
We love you,
I love you both.
You're
Thank
the
you
best,
so
man.
much. Thank you.
What
Thank
a
you. Thank you
great
for
time.
having me
Taran
here.
Killam.
You guys are the best.
The movie is
Killing Gunther.
Killing Gunther.
September 22nd, VOD, October 20th in theaters.
Very excited.
Boom.
We're
Thanks for
gonna
coming
go.
on, brother.
We should
Thank
do
you
a
for
whole
having me,
thing.
You're the best,
Yeah.
man.
We'd like to buy you a drink or
Well, it's middle of the day.
yeah. I don't know. Fucking prude. I love you. Taran Killam, huh?
He's a special person.
He's a beautiful man.
Special person.
I love him. Funny in his sleep. Well, that was our podcast. And if they want to keep the laughter going, Brendan, if they want to keep the laughter going in September,
Yeah.
I know that they could probably, if they wanted, go to Cobb September 14th,
Yeah, I'm there next Thursday.
and then they could go to Long Beach September
The following week, Friday, 22nd.
the 22nd at the Laugh
Laugh
Factory. Yeah, down in Long
San Francisco
Beach. Great
next
room.
Thursday, Long Beach the following Friday on the 22nd.
If on the 22nd or the 21st, 22nd or 23rd, if they're in Madison, Wisconsin,
I would
they can
go
come
see
see.
you.
Well, they can see me at Comedy at
I've
State.
got my brats, my
Sure.
beer.
Brought some beer.
I'd shove it up
If
your
you're in
rumper.
Philly on the 28th, 29th, 30th, you can come see me at Helium.
Do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Get tickets at tfatk.com right now.
You bastards. Well, that's it, buddy.
That's it,
Another
man.
great podcast.
Let's go watch some more rap videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
This is the Finally Kid. We're out.